of the RGL Season 12 Invite Playoffs. Man, this is I just perpetual smile on my face. It's been a long time since we've been here. Tonight we've got Greasy Dothogs versus the Covenant, and some words I'm not sure I ever thought I was going to say again, but I do get to say them now. My name is Anthony Gex Mizrandino, and joined with me is Marxist, and we got Giblert as well. It's a throwback week here to start off playoffs of season 12. It's going to be a great time. Super excited to be here. Yeah, Marxist. I mean, it's like we jumped in a time machine here and went back maybe 7 years or something like that. How you doing, man? It's been a long time.
I'm doing really well, Gex. Life has changed quite a bit for me recently, but I'm excited that we got the opportunity to link back up together and cast again. Spending a good 11 o'clock at night Eastern with you takes me right back to 2015.
Oh man, it's yeah, this is great. I've been looking forward to this all day. It came together very quickly. Shout out to Jay on production for making all this happen. It came together quickly, but it's good to be here. And alongside of us, well, you got two old timers here that have not been as up to date with the scene as you would like. So we brought in someone that actually knows what's going on here, and we got Giblert to join us as well on that front. Gibbler, I think this is the first time we've worked together, really met. Super excited to have you here. How's it going tonight?
Yeah, going great. Like you said, I had some stuff going on today, but heard, we're gonna have some drinks, just chill, and to listen to the legendary duo and watch some good games. So yeah, excited to be here.
Definitely a couple drinks maybe to be had. Gotta loosen it up here a little bit. It's been a while since I've been on this block at least. But
It's like
before
riding a
before
bike, Gex.
it is. It's like riding a bike. You never forget it. Well, we'll see. We'll find out in time if we forgot or not. But before we get into all of the discussion here, just want to announce Fireside actually is proud to announce that our their first official partnership with the TF2 Coaching Central, the upcoming Coaching Central Cup. I've forgotten how to read too. Apparently, the upcoming Coaching Central Cup will be for Fireside's third TF2 Coaching Central Cup. But first, under the official partnership, you can join if you are completely new to competitive TF2 sixes, or join and mentor and coach. To check out more, join the TF2 CC Discord server. You can, I believe, type that in chat. I think it might be a chat command, exclamation point TF2 CC. Get in the Discord if you want to get involved. Back in my day, I remember newbie mixes, so I think this is a bit of a continuation of that. So definitely get involved, teach some people some TF2, or if you're new to it yourself, uh, you can learn some sixes. This beautiful game that we all love, but kind of focusing things kind of back a little bit now towards this matchup here: Greasy Dothogs and Covenant, the Covenant. Yeah, I was looking back at the kind of the previous matchups this year, and it is very favored for Greasy Dothogs. They went 5-0 in maps this year against the Covenant so far this season, and they're 16-5 in rounds, so very favored. Obviously, towards Greasy Dothogs, they've kind of got all the numbers in their favor. I guess maybe I'll kick it over to Gibbler first. I mean, are we looking at kind of business as usual for Greasy Dothogs here? Are they just going to take it like they always do?
Yeah. So yeah, I mean, like you said, I mean, in the past, they've won 3 times against the Covenant, and won total 5 maps to 0. But it's not as simple as that. If you look at the what's happened on the roster of the Covenant, they have now replaced 2 of their players since the last time they've met. Last time they had Scarf and Scratch. Now, uh, it's hard to say, if it's a strict upgrade. I mean, it has been a short amount of time, so time to really, get to know the team, work out that synergy. But I mean, now that they've got Gungan and Zam, Gungan, of course, very recently became an Invite champion, and Zam also been top 4 in Invite before, very experienced player. I mean, it's hard to say it'll be exactly the same. That said, looking at the maps, they've got a very good pick band going. They got Greasy Hogs so far has really favored the projectile maps this season. They picked a lot of Metalworks, Gully Wash, and Granary, and they got both Granary and Goalie Wash, two excellent projectile maps. Really plays the strengths of Crypt, Paul Dog, and Sinkarum, of course. And it also kind of minimizes the effect of having these new scouts, this new power scout duo of the Covenant. Plus, they've also won on these maps against the Covenant before, so I wouldn't say it's for sure. I mean, of course, you'd have map 2 process, the map that, the Covenant's new scouts really can't pop off on, so I don't think it's going to be the same. And also, looking at the last map, Granary, that was, as Gex mentioned earlier, that was the closest map they've had so far, I believe. That was only a 2-1 win in favor of Greasy Dothogs.
Yeah,
So, yeah, I think it could be a very close matchup.
and I'm gonna kick something back over to Marxist here, maybe from
Right.
a theory crafting standpoint. So as we were talking about kind of before everything kicked off here, yeah, Greasy, the closest match or the closest map, I guess, that these two guys had all year was on Granary. It was 2-1. Closest that Covenant came to beating Greasy Dothogs. What is there, to me it's like, or one might think that because it was so close, maybe that's the best chance that Covenant could have of beating them, and Greasy may not want to pick a map like that. I mean, but they went for it anyway. They were like, screw it, it was the closest they came to beating us, but we're going to play it anyway. I mean, what's a good move on their part there? I mean, they're just relying on the skill, leaning into their projectile prowess, and just saying, screw it, we're going to beat you anyway, even though it was close last time. Or um, what's the thought there versus trying to get on a map that they've performed better against Covenant, maybe.
Right. Well, given the history that exists between these two teams, you'd almost want to change the name from Greasy Dothogs to Master Chiefs. But the situation there on the Granary is a big map that has a lot of flow back and forth. And when you end up in a tight match like that, that means the mids were really hard fought. And Granary mid and Gully Wash mid actually share quite a bit in common based on the way that you sort of read them when you're playing through them. So I don't know that obviously they lost both those games, but I would say that this seems fairly even to me. And as far as if your team cohesion can get you a 2-1 on Granary, it can get you the same 2-1 on Gully Wash. Just because of the way you have to read positioning up on the sort of disco stick area, as I always called it, or on the dance floor on mid, as juxtaposed to the crates on Granary. You've got to see the same sorts of things there, and if you can communicate that effectively with the team, then you can get yourself a 2-1 there. I'd also say on the topic of new scout duos, we got to remember it's a good talking point to say, teams haven't played together much, but Invite is so insular that you've basically played with every other Invite player unless there's some kind of weirdo and nobody likes them. So you've probably got quite a bit more familiarity with an individual's play style than you might otherwise think, just by looking at the fact that maybe they haven't been on the team for a few seasons or whatever, but they've been pugging together or have played with each other, over the course of years at this point, most likely, just not in a formalized setting.
Yeah. Well, I mean, shifting gears maybe a little bit more towards the Covenant here. We've been, you know, uh, they've obviously have not had a great track record against the greasy boys over there. So maybe I'll kick it over towards Giblert first. I mean, what if you had to choose, what I guess is what does success look like tonight for the Covenant to be able to take this? Like what is the key to success for them? Because obviously not a great track record. So in your opinion, how do they pull this one out?
Yeah, it's really hard. I haven't seen too much of the Covenant with their new roster, but I mean, um, a big factor is really just seeing what their scouts are able to do. Not that the scouts before bad. I mean, Scarf, Scratch, both hugely capable, but that's not the same thing as an invite champion like Gungan coming in. Also, Zam, very, very competent in his own right. So, I mean, Golden Wash, if they can, I feel like it's hard to say that they're going to win Goalie Wash. But I think process, considering with a new scout duo, anything is possible. And then once you get to Granary, they've already made it close in the past, I think. Um, Really, it comes down to process, and it's kind of, like I said, it's hard to say exactly what is going to be the deciding factor because we haven't seen too much from this roster yet. I've only had these new scouts for maybe like a week or so, but so far, good results. Um, haven't lost since that last meeting with Greasy at Dothogs, so I think
Yep.
really process the map to keep an eye on. That's going to be deciding for the series, and if they get past process, able to steal that win, then anything can happen once you get to Granary.
And it is worth noting too. These guys have not played on process in an official RGL match so far this year. So this was kind of, at least from Covenant's perspective, maybe taking a gamble on something they haven't played each other on, haven't been able to see what they would pull out against each other, or at least I think that's correct. If anybody knows otherwise, let me know. But in terms of officials, they have not played on process yet so far this year. I mean, Marxist. Any, you know, if you were to impart some wisdom on the Covenant guys here who have just kind of been getting trounced by Greasy all season, what are you saying to them? You're the coach in the locker room before a Texas high school football game here. What are you telling these guys?
Well, Dingo's joking about lagging out, so hopefully that's not the case. Dingo's been in this game as long as I have been. Dingo asked for a tryout for the very first TF2 Sixes team that I ever created. And if you want to see my ability to read assets, we didn't even let him try out. So the history is borne out that was a poor decision, as Dingo has been a perennial invite player for season upon season. So I would state that there too. Kevin AZN have been around forever too. They also really understand, I think, the way scouts ought to play, just from interactions with them over the years. And Tripp has been a roamer about as long as you could possibly be a roamer. Like the depth of experience that they've got on the roster in those positions is so deep. There's virtually nothing that's going to happen during the match that they haven't seen before and that they couldn't figure out as long as there's enough time. If you go to mid and you just get trounced over and over, that could be a problem. But if they've got the time to suss things out or fake a pause, then I think I've got some faith in them to be able to sort out what's wrong, unless we just have a terrible mismatch in skill. And looking at the names, I don't think that's the case at all.
Yeah, another thing you said about faking the pause, or really now with RGL with the new config, since you guys have been gone, they're really encouraging tactical pauses now. We've seen that so far from the games like us, a lot of tactical pauses, at least one per game for most of the games I've watched so far. So definitely really also changes the dynamic, and so far it's glad to see that teams are really using tactical pauses, starting to adapt to the new rule set, and see how that plays out in favor of either team.
That's great. I mean, back when I played, if we lost a round badly or lost two in a row, we 100% would pause. ESCA rules, you had one pause per half. And so we figured, we might get to talk about it in a rational way before we got angry at each other. and B, it might bleed their momentum, because while they're feeling real good about how things are going, so maybe we'll get a couple of minutes just to let them overthink it a bit.
Yeah. So for me being noob here, what exactly is this new rules with the tactical pauses? Because I'm not super familiar with that. I know there's generally kind of like a new rule set that we're playing on, but what's the deal with this tac pause stuff?
Yeah, to summarize, basically, previously, like you had with the old ESCA and RGL config, you'd have halftime once one team reached 3 rounds or 30 minutes passed. And then after that, win limit is set to 5, and you have another 30 minutes. Now it's just 30 minutes, and then, so let's say the score is 3-1 after 30 minutes. Now the round doesn't reset automatically. It just sets the win limit to 1 plus whatever the highest score is. So the win limit would become 4, and the game just keeps going until one team reaches 4. So there's no halftime. But so that kind of necessitates the situation where teams tack pause to kind of give them that pseudo halftime and have that time to talk about things, work things out. But adds another element of skill because you have to take the initiative to pause, know what to talk about, know when to pause. And I think the teams get, I believe, 2 of them per game, so more than enough. And that's not counting, of course, technical pauses for lag outs and such. But any other questions about that, let me know.
Yeah, no, that's good. I was kind of familiar with some of the round changing, but I guess how the halves differed, but that makes sense. What is there a time limit on those tack pauses? Now I know I'm asking questions that everybody already knows the answer
Oh
to,
yeah,
but I've been out of it for a bit.
there's theoretically a time limit, though it's not usually enforced very strictly.
Okay. All right. Cool. Very cool. Well, it does seem like we have just about everybody in the server here. I think one person was readied up and now they timed out. So we should be starting very shortly. Just a reminder: Gully Wash is the first map that we will be getting into this evening. That is Greasy's pick, and actually the last time they played on this map was in stage 2. Stage 2, and Greasy took that one pretty easily, 4-1. So uh, we'll see if it's kind of business as usual for them here. If Covenant will be able to put up a bit more of a fight here. But we should be getting things kicked
Oh
off.
yeah, it's
Actually, it
going.
does seem like, oh yeah, we're going, we're readied up, we are live, and it's Gully Wash first map in this best of 3. And it's first bit of the playoffs, season 12 playoffs here. Heading into mid, excited to get this one kicked off. So see who's able to come out immediately here. As Red's just trying to both sides playing on their own side. One big bomb in immediately from Trip. He is going to go down, but Kev trades things out. And trades across the board here. 2 down on each side. Everybody posturing. Kev does bomb back in. And blue side med here is forced back into the choke just a bit. But it seems like Red now is going to be put on the back foot. They are getting out of there, barely staying alive as the med. And that is a blue side mid win here for Greasy.
Yeah, a real tragedy. I thought Red was going to pull that one out there. Mainly on the fact that they had, now they're going to push back in. I think this will be okay. The positioning for blue is not great right now, and we may well see. Oh no, the Uber drop from the sticky trap there. Well, that changes everything, Gex, and so whatever analysis I can provide is rendered moot. This is going to be a blue mid now, and unfortunate for the Covenant.
Oh man, it's all the analysis is out the window. That does change everything. Great sticky trap from Sin Karma, and capping up mid here. Is that looks like we got a pause as well. Plus my entire internet died.
No, you're
Okay.
still alive, Gex. You're still alive. I mean, if I dropped to that sticky trap, I would pause. So
Mentally
I get it.
Collect myself. After
well, yeah, after the red mist cleared from my eyes, we would we'd be back here. But yeah, that was really unfortunate because like I said, the Covenant won that mid. It didn't look like it at first, but they had the superior picks, and there was no demo out there on the disco stick. Like all they had to do was get themselves together, and then the deal was really sealed when Rakuso died down in the elbow. So that stripped him of a scout. Like all you've got to do is get yourself back out there, shoot one arrow, and get back in. And then we drop our Uber to a sticky trap, and everything is horrible and never will be good again.
Never. The evening's been ruined for them. So, it's going to be a just massive Uber advantage here for the Greasy Dothogs as they come into second here. Kind of current game state is just them finishing up this cap in mid, and I mean, really everybody is sitting back for Covenant here, back on last. They're just kind of getting, I imagine, probably just going to get ready to get set up here. I mean, in terms of defense here, Giblert, I mean, what's the move, for Covenant here to kind of stave off this massive Uber disad?
Yeah, I mean, pretty standard role, I imagine. I assume they're going to be getting a gun up pretty soon. Uh, not choosing not to contest second pretty wisely, not really in position, not going to be there in time by any means. I think, just the standard hold. Curious if we see the NG Pyro. I've been seeing that a lot more recently, just reflecting for the gun, but it buys a lot of time potentially. So I'm very curious to see what hold they'll go with, but we'll be very surprised if they decide not to go for any off classes. I'm sure they're going to, at very minimum, get an NG up here.
Yeah, time to bunker up and try and stave this one off. So, well,
Yeah, time for double off class. That's your best bet. Pyro works really well on this map. So here's the other thing about invite and everybody playing against each other a lot. Teams tend to really prefer particular doors when they push in, especially on this map, because you've got you might push in from the top right, but there's a 33% chance of being right, really. And as long as your pyro player can kind of hazard a good guess, you could coin flip this and botch their push with just some air blast. As long as you've played this team enough on goalie to know which door they prefer. If you're me and you go back and watch a whole bunch of tape from 2014, you would know that we would in fact be coming in from the upper door because the pocket I played with at the time really preferred that. And that's because the pyro really didn't. I mean, you got to be bold as a pyro to stand up there. So we usually had him stand on the pipe just because of that, because we knew ourselves. So they're coming in lower. The pyro's going to make himself felt here. Not at all, really, because we're bombed in. They're already on the point, putting pressure on it. Trades coming out.
Oh, yeah. I mean, so far. Oh, my HUD's broken. I was going to say no one died, but it's just my HUD being broken. So, yeah, it's going to be a very steady, easy cap there for the Greasy Dothogs. They're going to be able to take full advantage of that. Of that full ad, and right off the bat, 1-0, quick and easy for the Dothogs.
Yeah, real tragedy there. They had a good trade out on the point, but then our demo dropped right down there on the ground, and there wasn't a whole lot we could do.
Well, see, going into the second mid here, see if maybe Covenant can change things around. Got a lot of people on the ground over on the side of Covenant. Kev's going to try and get up. It's a 1-for-1 trade so far, but and then Zam's just kind of caught over in Big Door as well. Trip sitting on the low ground as well, and all of Greasy kind of stuck back in the choke, and I think they're kind of just conceding this one here. Bulldog's going to get caught out. Both teams still sitting on their sides, but it looks like Greasy Dothogs are going to concede the mid here and back on out to second.
Yeah, I think the real breaker point there that separates this from being an absolute disaster to just a win for the Covenant is Kev did the roamer special and bombed the med and missed 3 rockets that were like dead face on. And had he connected, that they were completely uncovered. It would have been very easy win there. So good turnaround for their momentum. They're trying to peek around the left side now just to get something going, but they fully rotated. You can't do that fight, and you lose a player over guarding the side. Yeah, they're getting rushed by scouts. That's probably going to be the end for Kev. Yeah, the arrow doesn't land, and so now we're 2 down, standing on mid. The soldiers are coming in. This is going to be a crazy Uber fight, and we'll see. I don't think this is going to turn out well because the way respawn advantage works, Gecks.
Yeah, it's not looking good right here. Let's just see if AZN can get out. He is all the way out through Big Door, but they are chasing hot and fast. There's 0 chance he survives here, surely. I mean, they are just on his tail. It's somehow magically they manage to get the men out alive, but still not safe. Yeah, kind of stuck back behind that second point, and Blue is keen to get on through here. They're sitting over in Big Door, haven't capped mid yet, but the respawns have come through, and it actually looks like they might want to push the issue into choke here a little bit. Trip already making his way through, creating a bit of space. They have Zam on the low ground, and Soldier's gonna get popped up over on the blue side there. There goes Kryptonite, and somehow they managed to turn that around. The Covenant, I thought they were dead to rights there for a minute, but they're looking like they want to push the issue through choke here. Maybe.
That's good rocket management. I mean, as everybody knows, when you hit that last rocket, if you shoot it, you get a longer reload time. And that was perfect management there because they one soldier locked down that whole choke point there on the left side and pushed. It was 2v4 or 5, and they managed to hold them out, and then they just regrouped and pushed left and crushed the single player that was standing there, and that completely turned the fight around. That was a great swing push there, all based on one soldier holding down a choke because he reloaded rockets faster than everybody expected, and they got hurt too bad.
Man, that is wow, well done. I mean, I'll have to see what the. I mean, we're just kind of in a stalemate here. Even Ubers. It looks like Zam. Oh, he wanted to try and get through big door in the lobby, but he's going to get caught by Sin Karma. So how does Greasy respond here? If anything, they are trying to push the issue over at big door just a little bit, and there goes Crypt. Go down, and Shamu is also going to fall here, actually, and the Uber gets forced out of the blue side as well. Reddit actually already used it. So yeah, we're just gonna kind of reset here. It looks like some late frags still coming through.
We lost Karma on the other side. So that's gonna be impossible to hold second. Do we lose our med? Yes. Paul Dog goes in there and takes out the med. That's all the best you can do here. The match is essentially saved. Kev is gonna die. We got a low guy demo in here. We'll see what the scouts can do. Yeah, that's 1v1 DM skill right there. Gungan goes in and crushes and essentially wipes everybody out. We trade meds there. Ultimately, Cap is born out, and the Covenant are covering up the ring here. As we're gonna, I mean, we're gonna wind up in a stalemate position, Gex. But we'll see if anybody's got the off-class special, or if they're brave enough. I mean, you had a great swing push there. Why not try for the same? Oh, never mind. There's a 7th player. No! Die, 7th player! They're trying really hard to set up the turtle defense, but I don't know if they're going to get it.
And they're trying to. Moving gun position a little bit here. We are on mostly even Ubers here, so we'll see if Covenant can make something happen here, but that gun is getting itself up. So far, no sort of off classes or anything, or sacks over on the side of Covenant. It looks like they're moving things through River, though, so let's see what they try and pull out here. Zam, he tried to get himself down underneath, but yeah, he's going to get caught by the trap. So now Blue working their way back out a little bit. Might see a fight up here on Bats. Kev is going to exchange and take down Paul Dog, so back to an even situation. Blue's going to back out all the way back to last, and we're going to reset things here.
Yep, that's good play there. You try and go in for some kind of sack play, push back out to punish the sack play, lose a guy in a DM fight, and back out of there. We've got Kev dying as well. So this is going to be a problem. Scout right on our demo. Can't save him in time. The pocket is in here. He's going to get another kill. Paul Dog's down here. He's going to die out to a scout, but it doesn't really matter. You're tough here because you've got that engineer back at last. Yeah. So even though we got some good kills here, Rakuso either has to get rid of his fully leveled 7th player now, or we just stay at last. The killing in the name special.
It looks like they will be sitting back. We do have Zam, though, up on Sniper. He's over on this riverside. See if he can get a pick. He's trying to get his peek out there. Can he find something? That was the question. Really relying on him to open things up here. Paul Dog is going to try and force them out of River, and he does successfully for the time being. So we'll see where they decide to try and peek this Sniper next. But, I mean, really everything's going to be revolving around him here.
Yeah, it was unfortunate. The demo crossed his vision, but he never pulled the trigger. Oh, we're just going to Uber in. We're going for it. I'm not really sure what happened there.
I don't either, and that's not good for the Covenant because they used it and they didn't force Greasy on that one. So now they're just going to have to sit back. They still have Zam on Sniper. I mean, it's not the best of situations for them. It seems like second might end up going back towards them here. They're going to come out of Little Door. They are going to use straight through, though. Let's see if they can find anything with it. Greasy Hot Dogs trying to push the issue. up into the choke, but they're just really unable to find anything. There is one trade. Zam goes down. Paul Dog goes down. Now Red's looking to come back in through the choke here. Blue desperately trying to get out. They are going to take down Dank, and now Red is looking very good to take this, but they don't have a lot of time. They are going to have to push through and fast if they want to make this happen. And there's only one guy up. It is just Sin. They are getting some respawns over on the side of Greasy, but this is a great opportunity for them to level things up at 1-1 here. Red full push into last trip is going to take down Paul Dog. They're on the point, and they are going to get the cap. We are sitting now at a 1-1 game. Great play over on the side of Covenant.
Sniper forces you to pop as soon as you cross the door. And then they got major debated because the scout was so distracted going for the sniper, didn't see the soldier up there that ultimately kills your med and damages all your core players. Like, that was as good of an ambush as you're going to see.
Wow, that's quite a response there. A good way to get themselves back into the game. Over on the side of Covenant, Rakuso goes down early. Trip gets traded out. Now Blue with the player advantage for the time being. Greasy, we'll see if they can do anything with it. Yeah, they're just stuffing him out of choke. Paul Dog bombs in there. Zam goes down, only 3 up on the side. And actually, Paul Dog's going to push the issue a little bit as well, jumping up onto Bats. Oh, and here comes Crypt as well. Gungan goes down. They are really pushing him all the way into last here. Low guy going down as well. And Med's got to get out. He's not going to. There's no way he lives here. Sitting on the point, just gets annihilated. The aggression from Greasy to respond after that round loss, just very well done.
Yeah, and as you'll note, still with a medic alive, onto gonna cap this point easily. So, yeah, after losing a round to a great ambush play, we're right back where we were in round 1, where we have a Mongo Uber advantage, and essentially you can do whatever you like here. We've got a 7th player and a Pyro, all geared to the right side of last. So, as long as they choose a left-facing door, yeah, which they do, we're probably going to be okay here, Gex.
I'll see if Zam can maybe stall this out a little bit. No one on Red. Well, Zam finally does go down, but does a good job of disrupting things a little bit. Rakuso is under the point, but I think he realizes there's not much to be had here. Tries to see if he can get a pick at the end, but Covenant is going to hold things off for now. And, probably start to be able to push back out on the second here. Gungan up on the high ground. The rest of Greasy just kind of sitting in the choke. Great defense, though. Pyro ends up losing his life, but, disrupted things long enough to stave it off. Oh, but here they come right back in, though. As they start to get onto the point, we'll see if they can turn things around. Greasy does get one. It was really just a trade in the end.
It's the med.
Oh, it was.
Yeah, Kev bombed the med and knocked him out. So they're totally worth it. You take that trade every day of the week. So now we just play heal advantage here as long as you don't get back capped on last. But low guy's got the door locked down. Sneaky door doesn't really have anybody, but Rakuso's right there. He announces his presence. We recap too. Okay, the back cap threat is gone. Get yourselves back out here. You have like 40% Uber advantage. So we'll get to see you can pick your favorite door here, Gex. And the thing that happened on that last was we Ubered in, but we only Ubered in like 1 player. It's very confusing. When you have advantage, look what they're doing right now. We brought 4 players through that door because we're invincible, Gex. They can't be harmed.
Oh, and Paul Dog's going to go down. Well, now they've lost 2 players. They have the Uber advantage over on the side of Greasy, but they've been losing the players. And Red is just going to be all over this point here. And not very fruitful on the side of Greasy. They have the advantage, can't do anything with it. Red's going to push the issue. There was a trap over by Little Door, but not able to find anything. They take the high ground now over on the side of Greasy. Red trying to get on the point. We'll see if, they know they can't push the issue here. They're at disad, so they're going to just start to back off, and they're looking to bring this through choke. I think they're gearing up here, ready to take Shamu in. They are going to pop this Uber. Shamu and Bulldog leading the charge. They're going to bomb all the way up into choke. St. Karma taking down Kev, and they're going to force Covenant all the way back out onto their second. So a little bit of ping-ponging here back and forth, but Red's going to surely be coming right back into him.
Yeah, if you're an astute viewer that listened to what I said about Granary, this is what I'm talking about right here. Like, that we tit-for-tatted this perfectly. As long as nobody dies here and this push is coming, no! But Uber comes out a little too late. I guess we're going to ride it on our scouts. Gungan's going in. We've managed to get 2 more players out, and the
Oh.
Uber is popped now. So that's unfortunate because you want this Uber to have a lot more than a scout that's got 2 shots in his gun. So what could have been really awesome is instead just kind of a meh.
Yeah, unfortunate. I'm not sure what AZN got hit by. He was like all the way kind of back in their choke, along that back wall, and something hit him that just took a lot of damage and was kind of forced to use air. But now here. Ooh, excuse me, here comes Greasy back into the mid. They come in through big door. They're trying to take dominance on the high ground here. They clean up Trip, who was sitting on the low ground. And yeah, this
Zam was on spy and forced him with the gun. He forced him with the gun. Sorry to interrupt you there, guys.
No,
I saw him on spy and I was like, this is another crafty ambush play, and it was. So we've got Uber advantage, but the problem is we're all bunched up inside except for Trip, who's no longer in forward spawn. So at least we don't face holding last without Uber.
That's huge. Yeah, those are the little things I miss there. Being a little rusty. I forget to check for off classes. But here comes Covenant. They have a big Uber advantage. They are gonna send the soldiers flying from the top deck to force them out of the choke. They haven't used, but the deficit is dwindling here as, or I should say the advantage. They're pretty much going to have Uber here any second on the side of Greasy. So Trip trying to get in through drop down. He is going to get cleaned up nice and quick. And now we're just sitting at an even Uber situation. And actually, I mean, Greasy has the advantage kind of now in just pure player count. We'll see if they go for a counter sack here, try and make something happen. They have a couple guys leaning over towards the big door. Rakuso is up on that sniper, so we'll see if he's able to do anything with it. I'm not sure if they know that he's on that yet, so see if he's able to find anything looking over a big door.
That's a great example of how sniper makes you inflexible, because we forced that to kind of feel out where our advantage was. We knew we had some kind of advantage, but you never know. And it ultimately resulted in a dead player. But they couldn't push because they had Rakuso on sniper. And now Rakuso is on sniper as well, peeking, and everybody knows it. So as long as you don't get pushed through the choke, you're absolutely fine. Or if Rakuso hits that god tier shot, but I don't think that's really going to happen. We have a DM fight between 2 demos over here, but...
Yeah, I mean, Covenant knows exactly what's going on here. I mean, they're positioning themselves well. They're moving the beam around. Soldier does get through. Crypt tried to make something happen, but he ends up going down. Now let's see what the response is on the side of Covenant as they are posturing. Trip does kind of get through. He's just going to take the 1v1 with Bulldog, and they trade it out up by the choke. So
it's a huge win because they're 2 down now. And you have a sniper. The other one's a sniper. So, like, you've got a scout and a demo versus... But they put it down to another 1v1 fight, and Gungan is there trying to make it through. Takes a pipe, really well predicted. Doesn't get the kill, though. That's pretty unfortunate. Now we've got a DM fight with an Uber involved on both sides.
Oh, yeah, we are just going to be exchanging right over in big door here. Let's see. Law guy jumping himself up, actually, taking the high ground on the tail end of this. Will Dan get caught? No. Does not in the end. Oh, yeah, no. Greasy's got a lot of positioning here. They're all over the point. There is still some Covenant players sitting up top. Over on Bats here, a couple kills going back and forth. Both teams down 2 players. Bulldog sitting up top here. Law guy trying to chase him down. Missing every pipe, but I mean, surely they just have to probably back things off here. Yeah. All right, so they're gonna go back and just hunker up for the last hold.
It was worth the fight there. It just didn't turn out quite the way you wanted to. I know the stats don't show it, but Trip and Rakuso have killed each other so much. Just looking at the rough score here. Trip has 28 points and Rakuso has 26, who's also now on spy. And I'm pretty sure it's just those 2 killing each other over and over and over again this whole game. Do they have some kind of history with each other that I don't know about, other than the fact they've been around a while? Like, did Trip steal Rakuso's girlfriend at some point or something?
He's hunting them.
Yeah, he's hunting. It's like every time he goes in, he just kills Rakuso. And then every time they push, Rakuso kills Trip, like, right away.
Rakuso was up on the spy and takes down Zambet, who was on engineer at the time. So I will see. I mean, both sides down 1. Not really sure if we're gonna get much off the back of this here. Did get the sap on the sentry. The sentry's down. Oh yeah, and Greasy for a second, looking like they were gonna want to come through. Oh yeah, big bomb in from Crip. Not able to find anything though. Red does get forced on the Uber though. Gungan goes down. Shamu gets traded out, but now Blue in a great position. Greasy in a great position. They have a full ad here. I mean, they're just sitting up top. They got to wait for these respawns, and surely a push is coming through.
But yeah, this is playing the clock really well because we're running out of time, and it's 1-1. So we're sitting 1-1 now with full Uber ad and 2 minutes, and a battalions. So. Yeah. What is that? That's on the defensive side, though, right?
Covenant side.
Yeah, that's
Covenant
on the defensive side.
And they're going to pop it.
Yeah, here we go.
Well, they're popping it and holding. They're really just waiting for this Uber to come through. They do use in through shutter. We'll see if the battalions can hold things off. They're going to let it loose now. A little bit of time got down onto the point. The pyro comes out as well, trying to disrupt things. Zam up on heavy as well. Trip goes down. Gungan goes down, but they are finding the return frags. 2 in return. And now it's just a 4v4. Red doing a great job of holding things off here. Rakuso ends up going down in the end. And now it's a 4v3. Covenant should be able to work themselves out here in the end. A great hold. The battalions working out. The off class is working out as well on the side of Covenant. Huge hold for them in a crucial moment. Just about a minute 20 left on the clock here.
That's a real testament to the level of, we talk about meta, right? The level of meta in Invite is to have a battalions right then when they're going to push in and pop it and totally flub their push off of it and have a heavy drop down on the point and save the day. Now, we do pop Uber to go through there, and so we're tied out to sort of a 2-1 advantage. We're trading out players here. We're giving up a soldier and a scout for a scout. The re-push comes in. Oh, we're going to lose a scout here. Gungan's going to go down, so now it's 3 down, so very unfortunate. I think that's going to be a loss of 2, so we're actually right back where we started, Gex, because they're going to have Uber advantage pushing into last.
They are, and this needs to be another massive defense to come out from Covenant if they want to stay alive here. Massive ad. Oh, and they are just going to use straight in through that lower choke point there. Law Guy's going to go down. The pyro is up on Gungan. They've got so much time on the cap, though. There's no way. And yes, they take it. They take it. Greasy Dothogs is going to go up 2-1 here with, just about 7 minutes left on the clock. So they are going to go up 2-1. It was back and forth, but they end up getting the round in the end.
Yeah, so mirrors our granary score, which we discussed earlier. So really even game so far here. And this mid is going to be huge, Gex, because if you get rolled up here, it's it.
Soldiers flying around to plenty. Kevin's the first to fall in the mid, and Blue really pushing the issue up through the choke. Med is caught inside of elbow. Sin just trying to lob pipes in there, and I think Azien is just trapped in there. Yeah, gonna go down, and not looking good on the side of Covenant. Things falling apart. A fantastic mid, though I will say, Dank did end up dying on the mid, so at least there's not going to be a crazy ad that they have to deal with.
I don't know if our camera guy caught it, but Trip bombed in, hit the med, and hit a great air shot to kill the med almost immediately, right at the start of mid. And then my brain stopped, and I didn't really absorb anything else from that mid fight. I was just like, damn, that was a great air shot. Because the med you bomb the med, they try to surf, you bamboozle them and shoot it straight under the back of their feet, so they pop straight up in the air, hit him again, dead medic. And I was like, man, that was really good, Trip. But here we are pushing last with full advantage, and I think this is probably just going to seal this deal a little bit more, Gex.
Now, Trip, who made a big play on mid, is going to be the first to fall here. Sentry goes down. There's and they're just in. They're in, and they take it. Trip's play in vain, sadly, they come through. It's now 3-1 for Greasy Dothogs. I mean, you know, Giblert, what's the move here? You got about 5 minutes left. You know, what are you doing if you're Covenant?
Yeah, I mean, of course, like with the new config, don't really need to rush things, don't need to tie it up. You just need to win those last 2 rounds. But I'll let you take it back as mid back underway.
And Paul Dog's going to be the first to fall. And it's okay. Sin caught on the low ground. He's going to jump himself back up before he can die. I don't think anyone knew he was down there. It could have been an easy pick for him. But it does seem like Greasy's going to have to... oh no, actually, they're gonna just come straight back in through the choke. They Covenant did get the midpoint, but Blue decided to push the issue. Oh no, now Dank just caught inside a choke. Law Guy picking up 2 with the pipes, and Sin Karma is caught in over on the side here. That should be an easy cleanup. Law Guy gonna get a third, 3K on the mid, and yeah, that's a nice decisive mid win there.
Yeah,
kind of as I was saying though, I mean, with the new config, you really don't need to rush things anymore. You do have theoretically infinite time, so it definitely does change the dynamic of the game a little bit.
Yeah, it's interesting how that worked out, and that mid fight was just a great rotation play where we sort of preempted the rotation and pushed in through choke there, but died. And so that doesn't work. When you guess what your opponent's going to do and try to bamboozle them, that's great and all, except when your whole team dies. And now it's 3-2. So, you know, you can outfox your opponent. That's great. Excellent job there. You pushed him in choke, but we overcommitted. And so here we are. Heading into what could be the decisive mid, really. This is a big momentum moment.
Zam in chat says I've been blind at 6 times. He's cheating. So well, he's you know, a little salty. But starting off this next mid, 3-2, Greasy in the lead, and so far we're just trading back and forth. Demo does go down on the side of Greasy though, so that's a huge pick, and they're really just going to have to back themselves up into their own second point as a result of that, and just try and hunker things down here. Both meds survive on the mid, so we'll see how Covenant wants to play this. Oh, it does look like maybe for a second I thought they were going to try and push it through choke there, but no. Covenant is going to hold mid.
Yeah, Shamu is on Spy. So we're going to try for an ambush play here, and we're in. I mean, there's also a sniper.
Ooh.
So we'll see. Shamu sees everything, can report a lot of evidence.
He's going to uncloak.
Oh, we're right at the med. Right at the med. He saw him. The ambassador's out. It's he forces him.
Oh, goodness. Oh, Shamu. Massive plays over on the Spy. You know, when I was doing a charity cast the other day, someone was saying how scary just like a gun spy can be. And you know, he had a decent uncloak, but you know, AZN was ready for it. He recognized it, got one stab off, and then just gunned him down. I mean, no one reacted quick enough. And now let's see how they respond on the side of Greasy. They're just gonna rush it straight through Big Door here, but not really able to do anything with that Uber. They popped, but it just couldn't get anything off the back of it. Zam's still stuck up on Sniper. Blue does get the cap, but now Covenant does have the ad, and they are sitting over by Big Door. Let's see what they do with it.
Yeah, and we do have a sniper. That's going to have the disadvantage in this place where you don't occupy as much space, but it doesn't matter. Down. We're just going to go ahead and take... Yeah, there's a drop down.
Maybe.
Paul Dog.
Oh, he bombed up and, I mean, got a rocket off. Never mind. Nothing fruitful out of that. Rakuso might end up falling as well. Oh, Rakuso with a couple big shots of meat to take down Gungan, but Trip cleans him up in the end. So now Red ready to push through. They still have about 25% ad, and they are just going to be able to take second pretty much for free. I think
Trip got blind debt. After having killed Rakuso yet again.
Oh, my. Well, Red is going to get the point, but we are going to be on even Ubers here, so... we'll see. Zam is still up on that sniper, though, but Greasy as well, kind of pulling out the off classes of their own, of course, as you would expect. You've got NG sitting on last, so yeah, we're really looking for Zam to open things up.
Yeah, and well, we know about Zam too, and he's announcing his presence with the SMG, so that's going to make the sniper game more difficult, and we get a dispenser kill, so that's fine.
Huge.
But we'll see what he can get here. Spam's gonna come out around, but we're gonna. Oh, the scout's right there. Nope, didn't take the shot. Got him anyways. So there we go. Yeah, that's what you want to see.
Well, the win limit has officially been set to 4 here, folks. So a bit of a comeback effort needed to be had on the side of Covenant, and it only takes one more to take map 1 in this match if you're on the side of Greasy Dothogs. So a bit of an uphill battle here, and we are just in quite the stalemate over on last at the moment. Zam up on this sniper. They know he's alive, so really just trying to find a shot. Oh, actually, they're just pushing straight in through lobby here, getting on the offensive. Zam does end up going down. We exchange. We'll see if anyone's able to come out on top of this blue, looking to try and get through Shutter, but a lot of spam coming through up from on top of Bats, but they might get forced out of here very shortly. Greasy looking to come in with a vengeance, and a soldier caught on the low ground. Trip dies, 2 down on the side of Covenant. Oh, and the soldier's behind. Does he even know that they're right there? Oh, Gungan ends up killing him. I don't even know if the med and the scout and everything was right there. He like just jumped through choke. So AZN does survive for now. So we are going to have even Ubers, but I mean, Blue's just going to be able to storm through here because they got the player at.
Yeah, that was a wild push out. And I'm happy as a fan of aggressive strats that it worked. I don't know why it worked. It should have ended in disaster, guys. But here we are. Kudos to them for going for it all the same. So now we're basically at this stalemate mid to 2, which is infamous in Gully Wash. But we do have a sniper playing around in Paul Dog. Kev goes down to a trap.
Oh. We'll see. Shamu peeking around and chokes in. Peeking around up in the choke as well. Are they going to send anybody through, though, and try and make something happen? And there goes. Crip is going to jump in. Is he going to be able to find anything, though? No, they honestly, good positioning from AZN there to kind of avoid the soldier. So we'll see how Covenant responds off the back of this even Uber situation. And Paul Dog's actually coming up on the sniper to try and make something happen here. Oh, and Trip's gonna go down through drop down. Can he get the shot? Oh, he got one rocket off onto Dank, but oh no, Kev was in as well, and now they've lost 2. And an aggressive attempt, but they should just be able to storm into second here. And Shamu actually already getting in through wood.
Yeah, they're taking a gamble here, Gex, and that's that the other team has a sniper. So they're essentially 1 player down as long as no one dies to the sniper. And we'll see if they rotate through up top because that's the play here. But no, they're not going to do it. So the Uber they must have seen something in the Uber that they didn't like, and now we're going to sit at last with Paul Dog still on sniper. So that's an interesting play there too, because you have less splash damage coming out since you subbed out your roamer, and it's still just whatever it was spooked them there. And we're gonna have this last hold now with an NG and a Pyro.
Yeah, NG Pyro. A little bit of ad on the side of Greasy Dothogs. Do they know is the question. It was about 25% and dwindling now, so it seems like they're postured to just assume things are even, and obviously they have the sniper as well, so hard to do much. So kind of looking for Paul Dog here to make something happen. Trippe actually over in wood. Oh no, he's gonna go down. Wasn't able to take down Paul Dog either. He got down to just a sliver of health, but ends up surviving in the end. So now red down 1 player. Oh, and they sent someone in through river as well. Oh, Shamu's gonna fall, but got a lot of cap time as a result of it. Paul Dog into chaos now, looking to get some aggressiveness off the platform there, but wasn't able to find anything. It was a good look maybe up from the balcony, but now resetting. Trip is poking around up in river, gets out before he dies. So looks like we're gonna reset things. Shamu coming up on the spy. So 3, 2, what? Is my HUD broken?
the double spy. It's a double spy. I've never seen. Oh my god, they hit him right at the start. No, we only know about the 1 spy though. Oh no, they set them both on fire. No.
Oh no! Oh, it went went from being so cool to just disaster. Both spies are gonna fall. Maybe the first time ever, 2 spies and a sniper in an invite match. I don't know. That was wild. Kev was behind enemy lines. He's gonna go down. But Red may be looking at. Well, no, they actually can't really get out because the sniper's still up. They couldn't come in through bats or really anywhere. The sniper was positioned well. Now Covenant's just gonna have to fall back into last. That was crazy. I wasn't sure if what I was seeing was real.
That is a play so ingenious that it's completely idiotic. And now we have Trip trying to bomb in. We lose Crypt, soldier for soldier trade. Yeah, that's not gonna happen. We got Gungan and a level 1 7th player. Now it's level 2. It's Asian up here. We do have a Paul Dog on sniper. He's dead. Little guy.
Whoa!
Wow!
Whoa.
Yeah, everybody dies.
So happened?
Round timer's at 54 seconds. It's actually decreasing. So we'll see if they even. I think they're just gonna killing in the name and not cap this out. Maybe.
I mean, they lost.
No, it looks like they're going for
it.
it.
They have like the full ad too. I mean, it would be an absolute disaster if they weren't able to take this. I mean, they're gonna have some big ad here. They cap second. 80% ad as they come into mid here. They send one in through drop down. Actually, everybody going in through drop down, and they're gonna try and jump up, maybe and take the high ground. Recruso though is getting behind. He can just go through and start back capping. He can. Yes, he is. He's going all the way behind. Recruso is just gonna get on point, and no one's there to deal with him. They got all the way through, and Recruso just snuck behind. Zam is gonna have to go big. He's got a soldier with him as well, but I think they are gonna get Recruso here. They do, but he was able to draw them back. So let's see what they're able to do off the back of that. Greasy is sitting up and choke. The ad's still in favor of Red. I mean, it bought him some time at the very least. Recluso making a big play, getting behind, buying time. The Ubers are even now. One player down aside. They both just spawned, so we're kind of back to our standard even situation. Great play from Recluso there.
Yeah, very intelligent. That's the right play there. Paul Dog's kind of bouncing around. Wow, we're going to really go in and commit on Paul Dog. Yeah, great play there from Kev. Reading the room, as it were. And now we have a player down, so I think we're going to see an Uber through here unless something really crazy happens. Kev is badly injured. They're trying to push the left side using that arrow. Yeah, there we go. Gungan's going in. The Scout's really badly hurt. Wow, it's good. Yeah, that's exactly what you want to see. Uber is forced out. It's in a terrible position. They're trading out on the disco stick. You're going to stack 2, Gex, and you win that every time.
Yeah, they're all in mid. The Med's trying to get back out to last. They should be able to catch them on the way. They do end up using the Uber, but I mean, this should be an easy last cap. Some spawns are coming up. AZN does go down, but there it is. Covenant is going to get the round, and we're going to tie things up at 3-3, and next round wins it. I mean, just insanity here in map 1 of this playoff match.
Yeah, I couldn't ask for more from this great game, Gex. That was back and forth play. Recluso died to someone other than Trip. Like, we've seen so much. Double spy.
We've really seen it all. And just a reminder, this is Greasy's map pick as well, and Covenant is keeping up with them so far. But let's see what happens on this mid here. Still, no one's gone down. Crypt was low, and he does end up dying. Paul Dog with the big bomb in, gets a rocket off onto the medic, and then it was cleaned up by Recluso. So they do end up losing the med on the side of Covenant, and they're really just trying to get Dank out of here. Oh no, but Gungan goes big, takes down Dank in the end, and that is a huge return to even things up. There's going to be 3 live on the side of Covenant, none on Greasy, and they're going to get mid. They'll have some advantage here because they killed Dank late, and Covenant is on the comeback here.
I just want to take a moment and say that I'm pretty sure Lol Guy isn't a human being. Lol Guy is some sort of alien, because you aim the sticky and you shoot it, but Lol Guy shoots the sticky, lets it lay on the ground for a good long time, and then the player walks over it and he dets it and devastates them. And I don't know how he is able to see into the future and know to place the sticky there 3 seconds in advance. But he has been doing it this whole time, and it's deeply unfair. Dog.
Very upset they must be on this. Well, things are even back up here. No off classes, standard situation here across the board. Covenant looking to push into second, even Ubers. So we'll see what the sack looks like here, or the exchange. A lot of players sitting up in choke. Soldier does get through. Can they do anything with it? It is Trip that is in, but I mean, he's just getting chipped down, and no way he survives that one. Yeah, he will end up falling. And now Shamu's actually going to come through. Thought for a second he could maybe take down Lol Guy. Oh, Lol Guy's actually going to find a couple. He takes down Shamu and then Paul Dog. So now the player
What did I say?
Back in favor of him, and it looks like we're just going to have exchange here in choke.
He knew that he was gonna back up over that sticky, and it did max damage and killed him. That is cheating. So this is just where we're at. We're gonna rotate through the left side. It's gonna be a 1v1 DM fight, but it doesn't matter because the little guy can see 5 seconds into the future. And unfortunately, didn't know that his scout player was gonna go down and choke. And Kev is too, and this is actually gonna be hard because they've got to get back up onto the point and back out. Yeah, so we're gonna see the disco stick change hands here.
Yep, the disco stick does indeed change hands. They do have a sniper. Zam sitting on sniper in forward. They know now he's gonna back spawn, and Greasy's gonna be able to come through here. But we do have a spy up. Kev coming up on spy over on the side of Covenant. So I'll see if they can find it. Oh, Lol Guy actually finds. Was that another blind debt? I think it was. It's just been, oh, there was spotting. Okay, I'm being told it was spotted, but, so that'll slow things up. We'll see, looks like they went off the spy pick. We do have an NG and a Pyro up on last on the side of Covenant. So we're just kind of parking the bus here for a bit, and, yeah, see what Greasy decides to do.
Yeah, we'll see what kind of suicide scheme they go with. Lots of peeking so far to see how we try to break this. Because again, if you can cap this out, you win the round and the game. So Paul Dog really heavily peeking. I think the play here is to spam down the sentry. Okay, we got it. Wow, actually they killed Trip. Perfect. This is what we want. Let's do it.
Oh, and there goes Crypt. Oh, great rocket from the red soldier there. I think it was Kev. Lol Guy actually popping off right now, getting a lot of frags. The heavy comes up on the side of Covenant as well, trying to even things up. 3 players down for Greasy now, and they are going to stave off this push. Both sides still have Uber, but the player advantage staunchly in favor of Covenant right now. Let's see if they try and get themselves up. The spawns are coming through, so they're going to have to move quick. Coming out of bat, Soldier up high. Trip all the way in the back there. He's just going to be jumping around, causing distraction, but he ends up falling in the end. And now Bulldog on the counter offensive. Gungan goes down. Bulldog does end up getting taken down, but it's 2 down on the side of red, and they're going to have to hightail it back into last and make sure they don't lose anybody else. Lol Guy gets out, as well as the final soldier. So now they are down a player. Trip is about to respawn. Crip is getting in now. Blue getting on the offensive. Greasy in deep. Crypt ends up going down, and so does Rakuso. And now it's red. It's Red's time to get back on the offensive. Both teams still have the Uber to work with here. Shamu falling as well to Trip. So it is, I mean, surely now they should be able to get this cap and start to push things out a little bit. But, you know, the spawns are going to come through here and the Ubers are even.
The big mistake there was that Rakuso ended up running right at Trip, who has killed him over and over and over again, and he died. So, also the Time Lord, Low Guy, got 2 kills there in that last defense because he knew exactly where the other players were going to be 5 seconds before they were there. We do have a spy player. I think this is a really good play here, Gex, because Low Guy can clearly see several seconds into the future. So as long as you can get, tell him what to do. That's all he's got to do. He dodged that rocket. I don't know if our camera's on it. He knew that rocket was coming a little bit in advance. As long as Low Guy tells him what to do. Yeah, here he goes. He's uncloaked. We know exactly where this med's going to be. Here comes the stab. Oh, no, he didn't know. No, he didn't know.
Guy, where were you? Come on. You should have told him that was going to happen. Paul Dog's actually behind now. sitting inside lobby. Trip does know he's there, though, but there's a potential they're going to get pinched off here. They have a sniper up on the side of Greasy as well. The Law Guy's going to take a rocket. They're coming in through choke here. Things not looking good on the side of Covenant. They're forced to use, and the counter pop comes through, but the much better Uber over on the side of Greasy. Can they make something happen? Sin actually ended up dying in that fight, though. You lose your demo. That makes things a little bit tougher, but a big bomb up from Crypt. He gets some good damage, but ends up falling to Law Guy, who's just been Pipe City all night tonight, and Sticky City, I guess, apparently seen into the future. And, oh, wait, what?
He got sniped. Yeah, AZN got sniped. So that I think we're gonna recap mid, but AZN is dead, so that's gonna flip out this Uber advantage. Oh wow, Paul Dog Kev walks around on his head and then kills him. Down and lower, we jump up and immediately die to Rakuso. That's unfair because it should have been Trip, and we're gonna push them back out of mid.
Oh, man. It's a big advantage, though, to come on the side of Greasy. You do have, I mean, Trip spamming a little bit as they come through this choke, but they know they got to hunker down for the big nap here and try and hold last at this point because, I mean, you're sitting at, they're evening it up, but you are sitting at pretty big disad. AZN needs to start healing. I mean, he had a good, 5 seconds there where he wasn't healing. They're going to be forced back into spawn. Time going down on the point. Trip bombs in. Is able to take down Shamu. And now the second soldier, Crypt, is going to come in and trade it out. And they are just fighting scrappy all over this point. Rakuso's trying to get some frags. Over on the point, he gets taken down. Another huge, maybe defense so far from the side of Covenant. Paul Dog sitting there by spawn. He goes down. Sin Karma trying to go straight for the point, but no, he gets taken down. And it's only Dank to get out alive. They are smart to get out, but I mean, there's still going to be at a huge disadvantage. And I mean, it's Covenant coming up with massive defenses over and over again in this match.
Yeah, that was absolutely titanic. They managed to hold it off, stood around the point well. Med doesn't die there. We're gonna Uber in here. There is Shamu in spawn as sniper. Doesn't hold him out. They get the demo and they get Paul Dog, the two best picks you can get. Do you know why? Because now we have one player that can lock out chokes. So now we're going into two.
Oh, Trip getting behind two? Oh, maybe not. I thought he was going to go in.
Yeah, he would only kill Rakuso anyway, so that's not a huge pick. But here we go, locking out two very easily. Yeah, I mean, scouts are big. The scout players are great, blah, 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 scattergun, reload. But if you have only one projectile class alive, you can't hold people out. Actually, they have deep fear. Low Guy saw in the future and saw that if they capped that point, they would lose this round. And so they backed out.
You know, smart play. Low Guy really bailing him out here in multiple ways. Being a bit of a pipe Jesus, seeing into the future. You know, really coming up big here. In this match so far. There was some ad over on the side of Greasy. I kind of missed it fully, but they had some ad, but they decided just, we're going to chill out here. So Covenant sitting in the mid, standard comps across the board. And we'll see how Covenant wants to push things through here. If they are able to pull this off, it will, be a massive comeback. Just another reminder, this is Greasy's map pick. Zam does end up going down, so now we'll see how Greasy wants to respond. Ooh, Sin taking a big rocket. Trip holding down big door, or trying to at least. He's going to jump out now as the push comes through. Out of big door, and there's a pause. Oh, maybe
but not really.
All right, so now we're going to continue this fight here. Oh, Rakuso coming up from the low ground. He's on the mid. Oh, he's missing the shots, though. He's missing the shots. He had a great opportunity. Oh, but he's going to force anyway. Crypt coming in through the choke at the same time and bailing his teammate out there for the whiff shots and is going to force that Uber out. But blue side also used the Uber as well. There was a good opportunity there for a moment if they could prevent that Uber from being used. But Red is going to storm in here. Crypt is still behind, though, sitting in choke. He's going to have a 1v1 with Trip in the mid, and he's going to take down Trip. So I don't know if that's going to really result in anything because Crypt is just, incredibly low health. Yep, Zam ends up taking him down. So Red's going to start to set themselves up maybe for a bit of a last push here. But the Ubers are even, both sides down a player.
I said a lot there about numbers of soldiers and things for locking out chokes, but when it's two scouts in a demo versus a soldier in a demo, the two scouts in a demo win. And so that resulted in the Covenant taking two very easily with the aid of a little guy who can see into the future. and knew exactly what to do. So they know they're at uber disadvantage, surely. And we do have 2 players on the point right now.
Oh.
We'll see. Karma's gonna go down. They just capped the point. It's over.
Oh my goodness! The Covenant, they are gonna take map 1 here in this I almost said ESEA. Force a habit. RGL invite. Start of the playoffs. What a way to kick things off. Just a back and forth map. Oh dear God, I'm speechless. That was insane. Covenant end up pulling that out in the end. I mean, they went down a round early. They, it was just back and forth the whole time. Giblert, I need you to tell me something about what we just saw because I'm completely speechless.
Yeah, big thing is, I mean, first of all, the Mets looked a little bit favor of Greasy Dothogs pretty early on, and it looked pretty good. Mids were pretty close; they're competitive. They weren't just steamrolled mid to last, but were in their favor, and then kind of got figured out a little bit by the Covenant. Became a lot more even towards the end of that. Again, the last holds. It looked like early on the last holds for the Covenant. It looked like Greasy Dothogs were able to get someone underwater, really pressure the point, really pinch off that really well, get the early cap time. But the people on the Covenant were dealing with it a lot better later in the game. Not giving up too much cap time, but also not letting them getting those picks for free, not preventing the recollapse. As we saw the Gungan also just staying alive for so long on the Pyro. That last push, the chance that Greasy Dothogs had to end the game, the map right there, it looked like it was over immediately. You losing the demo so early on a goalie watch with last push. A low guy going down first looked like it was over, but just absolutely miraculous by Gungan just staying alive, and as well as everyone else just kind of retaking a side, holding it like that, and then coming back to win the map like that. That was absolutely insane last round.
It absolutely insane. I mean, we got the logs up now.
Low guy, he's an Esper, like you said.
I mean, look at this here. Log Eye won top fragging, 30-8 on the demo. I mean, insane work at him. Not only seeing 5 seconds into the future, but just hitting pipes, stickies, the whole bit. Just absolutely going nuts. Log Eye was in that map. Huge work. I mean, what else? Marxist, what stands out to you in these logs here, if you got them up?
Well, so did I receive these logs?
I'm just looking at it on stream.
Well, yeah, I'm force a habit, I did. So fun facts. My internet until Friday was 6 megabits per second down and 0.25 megabits up. But Friday, we got that 50-50. But I haven't quite evolved enough to know that I can actually go look at the stream and cast at the same time without turning into a robot.
It's a new era for you.
I know. I uploaded all those videos about how to play mid and stuff. You know how long those took? That was over 24 hours an upload. I had deep commitment to this game to tie up the internet at my domicile for over a day just to get a 15-minute video about how to play medic at mid. But here we are. We've got one team readying up. Low guy, his client disconnected. Could Junie from Spy Kids, aka Dingo, be returning? Now, I don't know. Dingo is he is back in the server. Okay. Dingo is a great player. However, based on my knowledge of Dingo, he is unable to see through the weave of time and space and know exactly where to put stickies or where your double spies should come from. At this time, I'll relate a great story. Never mind, we're beginning already. So I can't relate any stories about why double spy ought to be the meta. We're just gonna have a mid here at process, gecks.
We are. This is big. I mean, Giblert, was saying that this map could work out actually quite well for Greasy, even though it's not their pick, but you know, their soldiers historically being a pretty strong, or projectile classes in general being pretty strong for them. So we'll see. Sin Karma's going to open things up on this mid though, and he's going to bomb into the choke as well and just force Covenant back out. This is map 2 in this first round upper bracket matchup in the RGL Season 12 playoffs. And Covenant currently up 1-0, winning in exciting fashion in map 1, in case you're just joining us. Winning in very exciting fashion on map 1, beating Greasy on their map pick. But now into map 2, this is Covenant's map pick, so we'll see what happens. They end up losing this first mid here, and we're going to have an even Uber situation going into last.
Yeah, very disjointed mid. We had a couple of pokes and prods here and there that were just reflexively bound around by the dogs, and so I don't know what we're looking for there, really. We do have a sniper and engineer, so we'll
Dingo,
see what we've got
also
going
on
on.
the
And
lock and
Dingo. Yeah, well, I mean, of course. Dingo.
Is that standard fare?
No, not at all. Dingo just goes with what he feels like, and so there he is. Sniper is really good on the defense here because of just how many doors there are. Like, we talked about that 33% chance on Gully Wash. On this map, it's a lot higher for which door they could come in, because you basically got 5 pretty good options. We are going to kill out the sentry gun there, and we're going to have a soldier trade right off the hop here. That might be enough.
More from Greasy coming in. Oh, they do get dropped though. They do get dropped. AZN goes down, so Blue's just gonna be able to storm all over this point. They still have the Uber on the scout at the end. Whatever, it doesn't matter. They got the drop. I missed it, how that drop happened, who got it, but it was huge in the end. Instrumental and quick, just like on Gully, quick early lead coming out from the Greasy boys.
Yeah, very solid push right at the start there. Trade out a couple of players and just go in and you kill all the other players on the other team.
Well, see how this mid plays out here. Greasy kind of back in a couple players over in sewer, the rest sitting over by the pack/IT on their side. Oh, and a big bomb in from Crip. Can he find anything with it? No, not really, but there is some aggression still coming out. Shamu was trying to stuff him in the choke, but as they were heading back that way, but to no avail. Everybody just turned and shot him at the same time. 3 down on the side of Greasy, and now Covenant looking good to just push straight into second here, and they're gonna come in hard and fast. Sin Karma gets sent to the sky. Trip cleans him up after a great entry bomb from Kev, and now it's still gonna be 3 down. Some spawns coming through, but the demo's down on the side of Greasy here, so they're just gonna look to continue to push the issue into last here. Can they find an entrance though? No, Trip gets killed over in 3, I believe that was, or 4, and can they do anything with this now is the question. Sin's getting his spawn. No, Trip's down. They're just going to have to look to kind of hold things here a second.
If it were 2011, that mid would be renamed in a frag video called Trip Goes Big. And because Trip absolutely crushed people on that mid and really changed the dynamic. We're going to see a suicide in here. We get a force out of it. That's good enough. And a scout on the point puts a ton of pressure. This Uber's not going to be able to come out. And 7th player, yeah, building it direct on the point is Rakuso. He's safe because Trip's dead. So we're going to hold this 2 with full Uber advantage. That's perfect. So I think we're in about as good a position to see 1-1 as you could be.
Yeah, I maybe see a bit of deja vu here. We'll see. Paul Dog coming up on the pyro. They put Shamu on the sniper as well. They're going to use in through 1. They're pretty much stuck back in spawn. For right now, there's still a gun on the right-hand side, though. They haven't been able to deal with it. Paul Dog doing a good job of keeping all the projectiles at bay on the gun. It finally goes down. Paul Dog doesn't end up dying, but Red just gets on the point. They were all stuffed back in by the spawn area, and that's just play the objective. Get on the point. They're all stuffed back there, and it's deja vu from map 1. Covenant taking the second round, now tied up 1-1.
Yeah, I always advise rotating into the upper lobby area and not spawn, because once you're in spawn, if they've got a projectile class on that rolly door, you're pretty much stuck in spawn. And that's what happened. So now we see another slow developing mid. We'll see some bombs come through, Gex, but they're just really teasing each other out here. We'll see if any frags come down.
Crypt is actually in over on the red side sewer now, so I don't know if any. Oh, what a surf! Oh, a great surf from AZN, but there was just the hunting party was on him immediately afterwards. Nothing he could do to really get out of that, but still a great initial surf. So med does go down. Blue still has theirs up. Trip going in, trying to find the counter. Onto the med, the other soldier coming in. A great surf. Speaking of surfs, coming out from Dank. He's still alive, sitting over in IT. Can they hunt him down and kill him? He gets the back. Oh my goodness! Somehow making it out of there. What a surf! I mean the waves are looking good today for both meds. That was crazy. Dank surviving, and now they're gonna have a big ad.
Yeah, that absolutely pivotal. And talking trash in chat. When you're good, you're good. Comes out. Yeah, I agree. Kev gets Shamu and then dies. So, unfortunately, not a med pick, but I think this is gonna slow them down. Shamu instantly turns around the BM. Nice shot in the chat. I don't know. They should be able to get Uber and block the point unless they don't block it at all. Soldier comes in to block it. So yeah, here we go. Uber is exchanged. Will everybody die? No, they're not going to pursue it. We're happy that we didn't lose the round. Clean up the players that we got. Paul Dog's going to die, but that's it.
Great time. I think it was Trip that ended up bombing the point as well. They were like, he jumped in at the perfect time to be able to block, and then they got Uber just after that, and they were able to save him in the Uber as well. Gungan goes down. Scout's still in. Rakuso taking down Trip. 2 players going down on the side of Covenant now. And we're still in an even Uber situation, but the player advantage in favor of Greasy. And now Crypt is going to bomb through, see if he can find anything. Gets one good rocket, gets a second. And, oh, actually, no, Shamu cleaned up AZN. So now the medic going down. And Dank really just needs to survive here. But Willie, they're chasing him out of lower lobby. No, and Dingo kills him. They somehow trade that out. I don't know if he overstayed his welcome, but they end up getting the trade on the med. And now Covenant going to come through and take second back.
Yeah, one of the core tenets of TF2 is we're either in or we're out. And they were backing out of lobby and had I maybe even 0.8 seconds hesitation down there in the bottom of lobby, and they lost their med because of it. That's core values of TF2 there, Gex. Now we're pushing back in. Kevin's gonna die, and so is Zam. So this mid push is over. We may see a roll up onto 2 right now. Paul Dogs kind of flips that rocket jump, but that's okay. And now we're on the point. Takes an arrow, perfectly shot. And yeah, everything is fine.
Man, there was a moment in that refight in the mid. Well, I'll maybe come back to that here in a second, as it looks like Greasy. Well, they looked like maybe they were going to go for something. They do have the Uber, and Covenant has it, and now Greasy just looking maybe to find a way through. But during that mid fight, what I was gonna say is, Sin Karma. I don't know the exact. I mean, it was a sliver of health. Kev had gotten in, and I mean, I brought him down to almost nothing. That could have maybe changed the tide of that fight just a bit, but wasn't able to secure the kill in the end. Ended up dying as he was overextending to try and get that kill. And then they'd lost someone else, and it was really just easy peasy from there. But we do have even Ubers, as it looks like Greasy's trying to push the issue a little bit here. They do end up losing 2 as a result. So now Covenant should be able to make a response.
Yeah, air suspended heavy right there. Trip tries to bomb in, doesn't find Rakuso, so he dies. And we'll see. Shamu tries to peek in off of it. We've got a little bit of trading out. There is a sniper on the field. Could always change things out in this like little tight scenario here. And Rakuso is going sniper as well. Okay, yeah, he's peeking 5 door right now.
Yeah, they're both.
Oh, sniper v sniper right now.
Yeah. Just trying to see who can maybe grab a pick here. Just a lot of posturing so far. No one really getting any great looks at anything. We do have some movement over towards 1-0, and Rakuso gets taken down by Dingo, and Kev gets Shamu. So 2 down yet again on the side of Greasy, and now Kev is looking to bomb out and make a little bit of space for his team to get onto the second point, as they still have that sniper up, though. Zam's still on the sniper as they push out in the second, and he gets the shot on the Sin Karma, taking down the demo. That is a large pick, and now they're going to look to work into mid. It is still even Ubers. Let's see what they can do with it. Holding close to choke, though, is Greasy.
And we're holding on to the sniper right here. Trip is down in IT really far. I think we're going to just try and use this sniper to get picks. I mean, we're getting space with Gungan and others, but the sniper is the big play here, it looks like. Bulldog gets badly hurt, but I don't see too much else going on. So I think we're going to treat this almost like a stalemate, but in the reverse, where Red is the one with the aggressive pick class, trying to push mid.
See, they're holding pretty far back here, and now the bomb coming in from the Blue Soldier. Gets one good shot on AZ, and another great surf, though, to stay alive, and there is a couple kills back and forth. And Blue, actually, Greasy, is going to lose 2 in the process, so they are going to start to work their way up to choke. Is Covenant, and see if they can open things up here a little bit. Zam taking down Bulldog. Was that from sewer? Got that shot inside a sewer? That was from choke. Okay, that was in through choke.
Yeah,
but
the door's open, but he's there. Yeah.
Yeah. Opening things up here, and Blue now is going to use the Uber. Now the counter pop coming through. A couple flashes over on the side of Covenant. Can they clean things up here, though? Rockets coming in. Just missed the timing of as they were getting out. Trip was in behind, but Bulldog cleans him up. So still the player advantage, though, from Covenant. They're gonna grab mid, and we're in an even Uber situation.
Yeah, they essentially just leapfrog this point, easy as could be. We still have that sniper, and our sniper has the hot hand right now because we got some pretty big picks there. So I'm content to continue to run this. We'll see if Zam can find any more frags. Coming up through mid, just peeking around. No, Dingo dies. That's like the worst case scenario. This is going to call for an immediate push.
Oh, Crip came out of sewer. Actually, Kev ends up falling, so now Covenant down 2, and Bulldog in deep. He gets a rocket off. He does take down Zam. Now it's just AZN all by himself with the Uber, is forced to use it. He's going to have to use it to get all the way back out to last, and now Greasy have set themselves up in a great situation. They're going to be able to roll through, probably get mostly second. There are some guys sitting here over at the forward, but the demo's there to just lock things out. I mean, they're going to have full ad here for a last push.
Yeah, this is a catastrophe. We're going to see a 7th player try to get built. I don't know that we're going to have enough time to do that. And unfortunate, because we still have about half of this round to play through. Yeah, it should go down right now.
Surely, right? I mean, you would
think...
No,
they're pushing back down!
Vengeance. How is this happening? Covenant has had these amazing defenses over and over again. Dank is going to get out for the time being, at least. Can they chase him down? I don't think they're going to catch up to him. Very likely not. He is going to get back into mid safely, but Covenant coming up yet again with another huge defense. I mean... At this point, is this like Covenant just being defense gods, or is Greasy just... Are they just beefing literally all these last pushes that they're doing?
I don't know that that was a beef, but it's not part of their plan when they push in last to lock out the spawn doors, because we had the same issue where our team got stuck at spawn, but it didn't matter because they just walked right out and killed everybody. And now we're pushing 2 with Uber. No, it doesn't matter. We're going to take 3 picks there, and we're going to push last now and stick you in your spawn.
They gotta be careful though, because that Uber is about to come up on the side of blue. They gotta get on the point real fast, but second is still being capped. They're on the point. Can they stop it in time? That Uber is gonna be coming through very soon on the side of Greasy. They gotta get back out there. They're still on the point, and they end up getting it. Covenant taking the round, and now gonna go up 2-1, coast to coast, defend last, and they take it back to the blue side, and now they are up 2-1. Absolutely insane work from Covenant here.
Yeah, spectacular match so far. You can't ask for any more from TF2 than this. We're going to see another great mid. Junie from Spy Kids, aka Dingo's going to trade out in this early demo fight. And we're going to see another slow developing mid here. Exactly what you want.
Oh, man. I mean, things have got to be a bit frustrating over on the side of Greasy here. And Kev bombing in on the Sin Karma, getting one good rocket off. Couldn't. Oh no, he does end up finishing the kill. Now 3 down on the side of Greasy, and Covenant is still. Oh no, Crypt coming back in, takes down AZN, the savior. At the end of all of it, it was looking terrible for Greasy, but now they end up coming in, getting a huge pick on the med there when they needed it most, because Covenant was starting to run away with things. And yeah, crazy. Covenant's going to take this. I mean, Giblert, I mean, is full control here in on the side of Covenant. I mean, you know, tell me what you're thinking at this point.
I mean, at that point, I feel like Covenant, they almost had that last push. It looked like the Seattle even stepped off when he could have had the gap, just maybe preemptively baiting it. So, I mean, this very easily could be 2-1 right now in favor of Greasy Dothogs. Just but really good on the side of the other team, on the side of the Covenant. Just rolling the picks one by one, pushing them all the way less. Now in control, and speaking of which, now taking second right now. I wouldn't be too worried on the side of Greasy Dothogs. I mean, they're still very much in this. It's still a very close game overall, but just a few of these small mistakes on the last pushes very easily could have won that first map as well. If a few things would have changed on some of his last pushes, just very close game. The small things have really added up to put them in the situation on the back foot right now.
All right, well, let's see. They are looking to get themselves into last tier. Is the Covenant. I mean, we're full even situation. The only off class to be had at the moment is Rakuso over on that engineer. So yeah, we're just big chilling for right now. They're trying to find an opening over in 1, it seems, trying to maybe stuff their way through here, see if they can get a soldier in. Getting a lot of good spam out. They will get the dispenser, but so far not much else to be had. And Paul Dog's actually going to counter jump inside of rollout, and he's going to find Kev here, and he knows not to push the issue. He's going to just chill for a minute and reset. So the player advantage now in favor of Greasy. Crypt coming in as well and ends up getting eaten alive though off the counter sack. So yeah, the real question is, I mean, what do they do to get themselves in here? I mean, it's pretty tough to go in on a push, Marxist. I mean, you got the gun up, it's even Ubers. I mean, and actually, I was going to say, what do they do? It looks like they want to go sniper.
Well, you're in the lead here. So you've got them back against the wall. You can take all the time in the world you want to, and we've got ourselves our sniper here in Sam. Sam has done well tonight on sniper. Takes the pipe right to the dome. Everybody else is getting pipes to the dome too, as well as Dingo. So you just try and get this pick here and play it out, because you can hold this now for quite some time. No, it's not going to happen. We get piped right out, so we're not going to permit that to go on. We'll see if a little push out comes out here, but off a sniper pick, that's a little premature.
I was going to say, what does he come up as next? And I was thinking the spy. He comes up on spy. Zam coming up. To me, it's almost maybe predictable. I don't know. I have a feeling they're going to be ready for it, but what do I know? We'll see if he's able to get anything with it. Let's see where he tries to get in from. It looks
he got hit right away. He got hit right away. They know it for sure.
Yeah,
he's in. He's in though.
Disguised as Sin, says Shamu, and now he's He's just trying to run around. He's just gun spying up from up top.
They push in on Uber off of that.
Use the Uber on this. I mean, the better Uber coming out on the side of Greasy, but crazy. I mean, the spy like distraction, get everybody turning around, and then just push in. I mean, I guess you're making the best of the situation that you can, but we trade things out back to even.
That was a smoke it if you've got it kind of situation, I guess, where everybody's backs were turned to the 5 doors. So see if you can just max damage on that first player you see. It did not happen. We kind of have to go now, though, or we're going to time out the round. So we're going to rely on a DM fight. Kev dies immediately to a sticky trap. That's going to put a hitch in the giddy up. And, man, I don't know here. Are you going to try for a 2-second push? Hope for yourself for mid?
Yeah, I mean, Sam goes down. Yeah, I mean, it looks like everyone's just kind of content to kind of just chill out here. So we're going to stalemate out and try this again. And go back into the mid. But yeah, 2-1 score in map 2 here. This is upper bracket RGL season 12 invite playoffs. Currently, in terms of map score, we do have a 1-0 lead out of Covenant. They were able to take Greasy on their map pick, winning it in very exciting fashion. Now they're trying to win on their own map pick to take the map. They are at a 2-1 lead in this map. We'll see if they can finish things off as this mid-fight gets underway. Trip, the first to fall, and it's Greasy coming up with a lot of frags. AZN ends up going down. It's an absolute disaster coming out from Covenant here as Greasy coming back with a vengeance on that mid. And they're going to full wipe him and have insane ad to push last with.
Yeah, I mean, the pivotal moment there was, as you expect, Rakuso taking out Trip in the tit for tat that has gone on all night long, and the full wipe which resulted thereafter. This is going to be a major problem because we're going to probably see a tie game come right here in now, unless Zam gets a absolutely redonkulous pick. So basically, if you want to know, inside my head, I'm looking at this camera right now, looking at Zam. He's peeking all the doors. He misses a shot on a scout. We do have a 7th player. He's full level. It's Uber is in. We'll see how it plays out.
A lot of time on the point, but I mean, yet again, well, at least so far, not able to find anything. Bulldog tries to, oh my goodness, both soldiers trying to come in from the top deck, but getting absolutely crushed the second they try and come in. Another great defense out of Covenant. And, I mean, man, the soldiers just got absolutely annihilated trying to bomb in on the combo. Giblert, is this Greasy not having good last pushes, or Covenant just having great defenses?
I mean, a little bit of both, but I think there's 2 really big things that went wrong for Greasy right there. I mean, one, they didn't kill the gun early. Gun lived so long. And then with the recollapse of the soldiers is one scout died to the gun, one soldier a couple seconds later, another soldier 1 second later. Just wasn't coordinated on the recollapse there. So both those things added up to a very bad last push. Now putting the situation, but do have to add, Nuba does come out.
A big ad. They do end up getting the Uber out of them, and honestly, Covenant mostly getting out scot-free on the tail end of that. Kev is stuck behind enemy lines at the moment, but I don't even know if they know that he's there, or they're just deciding to not care that he's there. And now there's an advantage to come in. Oh, Red... Well, there's a fight going on in choke over here. Kev is still all the way back behind. He's got to get in and help the team here. And Dingo goes down. Rakuso does get traded out, but, I mean, the rest of the team is going to get forced out here. And Kev came in and wasn't really able to do anything. Now 3 down on the side of Covenant. They have a lot of advantage. They got to get this Uber fast 4% away as Greasy's already in there. Oh, Sin actually might end up falling. They're on the point now. They use the Uber on the side of Covenant. Sin gets taken out by Trip, and now they're going to have to hightail it on out of here and make sure they don't get caught by the advancing Covenant players. And they are able to make it back out to second. They've been ping-ponging back and forth. Now they have a big ad to push last with.
Yeah, we had our demo kill the heavy defending the point, but then he died right after. So that was a really good read to not commit to that and just regroup on 2 with our Uber advantage. Everybody's kind of poking in now. All to play for here. Zam, again, if Zam can get a big pick, that'll flip this. Zam's locked in spawn right now. Sentry is going down. 7th player's down. Pressure on the point. Kev's trying his best. He's going to go down. We're going to lose our med too. Zam is basically all. He switches to heavy. He's stuck inside a spawn. Stand on the point and win the game. Nope.
Surely.
We're not doing it yet. We just wanted to kill everybody first. You got to pad your stats, Gex. 2-2.
And just one thing to add there, I mean, really simple adjustment, but they know they're building that gun in the same spot every time, both always on the right side, so just smart move to Uber through the right side, kill the gun, really made a big difference. And then from there, it was much better pinch post, added Soldier in Heaven, and able to get those picks one by one, now tying it up.
Yeah, I feel like Greasy's been kind of beating their head against a wall here, trying to figure out how to get some good last pushes off against Covenant here when it's not a gimme, and they finally make it happen there. A great push. They tie things up. Big bombs in from the soldiers, both on the side of Covenant. Dank is incredibly low. Scout needs to turn around. Dank is going to end up getting out through the sewer. They're both meds surviving, at least for the time being, and it looks like Greasy wants to stay in this fight. They're going to come back out of sewer. They have some scouts on the high ground as well as a soldier. They're going to start to take some ground across here. Maybe a missed opportunity a little bit on the side of Covenant to take a little bit of ground before they were able to get back in. They just kind of sat back towards the choke, but now they're finally starting to maybe push them back a little bit, but one jump could change the tide very quickly. Crip now very low, getting out of choke just barely, and finally Greasy concedes. They'll go back to the second point, and this will be a Covenant mid.
I'm a washed up old man, but the reason they pulled back there, Gex, is because Dingo had no ammo.
Oh.
So Dingo had to reload his 12 projectiles, which were granted by Robin Walker to the Demo Man class. And they had to back up to choke until he had reloaded. And as soon as he was back, then they just pushed forward and rolled him out of mid.
Ooh, Sam ends up going down. Dank is incredibly hurt, ended up taking a pipe, and he uses the Uber as well. Dank using Uber. Now a great opportunity, maybe for the red side. No, there were down so many players, and Bulldog coming through is going to force the Uber out of AZN, and the rest of Blue is coming in like a hurricane here into mid. They're going to retake it. No one else ends up going down. AZN does get out relatively even, maybe about a 15% ad for Dank. What looked like maybe a disaster for Greasy there ends up turning out big off the bomb. Bulldog, and now the soldier in from the red side on the medic. Oh, he whiffed like at least 2 rockets, Kev. Come on, man. Oh, please. Oh, he had such a good opportunity there. And now red down 2. Sin Karma ends up falling in the process. That's a big pick on the demo. Now, Crypt was trying to get in, but he gets eaten alive by Gunkin. It is a scrappy fight back and forth here in mid. Yeah, Scout on the high ground for red. He wants to keep this positioning, and it's just a chip fest back and forth right now. We'll see who is able to make the move. Blue all over on the low ground, though. Soldier support coming in from the side of Covenant. Kev is in their face over there on the left-hand side, was maybe getting some shots. No, the Uber gets popped, and now let's see if they can find anything. It's exchanged on both sides, so we're gonna have to see who comes out on top in the end. Kev falls, Rakuso falls as well. It's a 5v5. Now Red Soldier over in by sewer. Trip trying to get out of choke. He ends up living. Zam goes down. Red's got to get out of here now. They just got to survive in the end in this insane scrappy fight. Greasy ends up coming out on top.
It's fundamental TF2 there that the longer that fight lasts, the more and more disadvantaged is our red team here because they don't hold mid. So the respawn advantage is playing right out against the Covenant, and they just hang out there forever and don't resolve that fight fast enough. So then what was a good positional advantage turns into a disadvantage both in position and in players. And now you're sitting on last. We still have Uber, thankfully, so the game can continue at 2-2 with 40 seconds left, unless my HUD has glitched out. Yeah, so we, as long as you can get the 3rd level 7th player and the sniper to hold out here, we'll just fight mid again.
I know it's probably pretty standard, but just even seeing the way that Greasy took lobby right there, like they both Like, they bombed both the soldiers through, surfing up the stairs to, like, take it in unison in case anyone was caught in there. Just, like, good coordination, even just taking space here to get themselves some ground to get in the lobby. There wasn't anyone there, but, you know, the thought that counts. But now Greasy looking to actually move things over to 1 at the moment. Dispenser falls for Zam there. And, yeah, I mean, we're just big chilling at the moment. I mean, you know, what does Greasy go for here? The sack into sniper? I mean, it seems like that's what most of these guys have been doing here. Maybe the double sack. Both soldiers were posturing up in the lobby here. Maybe even sending something close to 3. Well, Crypt was in. They actually end up losing Sin Karma and Crypt going down. I don't know how Sin Karma got caught, but now a great opportunity for Covenant to push back out onto this second point here. Shamu gets sent towards the sky. Very low health, is surely going to have to fall off of this fight here. And I mean, they just take that one back easy.
Yeah, and as far as TF2 maps, which are old enough for me to have played on them, Process is one of the easier maps to push out of just because of the sweep from lobby and that right side 5 door. So 2 players down, very easy to accomplish. We're actually in a reset here. Now, we have seen the Covenant actually like to be the aggressors when they're stuck on 2. So we'll see. It looks like we're going to see the opposite play out now. Soldier right on the man. Scout right on him as well. They trade 2 for the Uber pop. I think that's worth it. It's going to be pretty hard to push into 2 off of this. And rather push into mid off of this, or also force the Uber. We're trying our damnedest right now, though, Gex.
Oh, Dank is low. Dank is low. Scout in. Oh, and Sam ends up taking him down, getting Dank. Oh, that is a massive, massive drop coming out from him. And Red does lose a lot of players, so they have to be careful here. But, I mean, they're at least going to give themselves some good Uber advantage. I mean, 50, 60% probably to come back out maybe in the second here. They saved themselves from potentially certain doom and letting Greasy end up taking the lead here. The med just spawned, so they could come out with heals here and with the advantage, but they got to get out fast before the med gets there. And they have the ad. It's at 75% right now. They're close to getting it. Paul Dog is going to come up on Spy, though, and try and turn the tide on this one. Going all the way back behind. He's coming back out in lobby onto Bats. But now Covenant looking like they want to take a push. Paul Dog might. Oh, this might line up perfectly. Oh, yes, he's going to come in. Oh, they saw him. Read him like a book. Kev saw him, and they're going to use through out of IT, and the rest of Blue is hightailing it out. Paul Dog ends up falling, but now Greasy is going to have some Uber advantage to maybe repush this if they want.
Yeah, this is a classic leapfrog situation. Low guy must be watching the match, so he warned him that Paul Dog was on Spy 5 seconds before he was. And so this really comes down to how well can you hold this. Because if you get 10 seconds out of this, yeah, big shots right there. 2 down, 3 down, right off the hop. Yeah, this is what you want. This is good enough. Well, okay, we're trading out a little bit more. Maybe we got too excited. But I think we'll just see a reset here. That was a big bunch of trades off the flank there. And that could have seen it really happen here. We're gonna see Ubers even out. That's great. And currently the Covenant have respawn advantage, so we'll see how this slow push plays out.
They're they're just gonna take the Uber straight through, end up getting Sin Karma. They drop Sin, and that is a huge way to start the round for Covenant. Is Greasy going to be able to respond here? No, they just got to get out, losing the firepower of your demo. Shamu getting called out as well, and now Covenant once again looking in great position. Zam is up on the sniper. Not sure how I feel about that yet, but they still have the advantage here. He is going to have some just easy open shots potentially to hit. Oh no, Crypt getting called out as well. Now 2 players down. He's on a 20-second respawn, but so is Kev, I suppose, who also just went down. Are they going to push this in through last? It looks like Dinko is kind of poking in a little bit here, but I think they're going to settle for just getting this point and resetting here. We are on even Ubers.
The Covenant pulled out the Banshees there, and that just overwhelmed Master Chief there. So we're in a huge situation there because, I mean, if they can clutch this out, we're done. Like that's the end of this throwback cast, right? Like,
Yeah.
so Sentry Gun is down. See what other picks we can bait out here. I would send Trip at Rakuso myself. But we do have a sniper in the field.
We do. He's looking to peek in through 5 a little bit here, getting spammed out. Gonna reposition. Paul Dog was up by Shutter, but now backing himself out. So Zam maybe gonna see what he can find over here by 1. And just lining things up. They're not too concerned about rushing things here. I mean, this is the round, right? You can win the whole thing, continue on in the upper bracket if you take this. And for Greasy, it is pivotal. Zam getting the big opening pick, taking out Paul Dog. That is just a soldier out of the way, but still a great pick nonetheless, and that'll at least give them an opportunity to work something here. Trip is going to get in all the way behind, and the Uber actually getting forced out of Greasy as well. This could be a huge opportunity for Covenant now. They just need to get in. Trip does end up falling in the end, but a big opportunity for Covenant. Huge advantage to push us, and they could end this match here.
Yeah, great sniper plays. Zam stared at the wall perfectly, never showed his dot. One
Zam's
player
switching
comes
off
into
sniper
his
too.
view, bang, dead. We're going to switch to standard play here. We got the winger on, and we're going to push last here with full Uber ad.
They're coming in. They have 2 players coming in late. Gun goes down early. Dingo taking care of that one. They got to find the frags, though. Sin Karma going down. That's a big defensive unit that's going to be out of the way on the side of Greasy. They're on the point. Can they finish it off? Blue storming it. They're still all over the point, but they got to find the frags. They just got to sit on it for a second. Oh, and that's it. That's it. Covenant's going to take it. They end up taking down Greasy in a 2-0 overall map score, but 3-2 on process. Oh my goodness. I mean, all season long, Greasy got the better of Covenant. I just want to reiterate some of the stats that I spit out at the top of the show here. Greasy was 5-0 against 5-0 in maps against Covenant throughout all their matchups this season. 5-0 in maps, 16-5 in rounds. Greasy had the better of Covenant coming into today, but as they say, any given Sunday or any given Monday, I guess in this case, I mean, just a huge turnaround, a great show of confidence from Covenant. They end up taking them down, getting the better of them here. If there was any time for it, it's the playoffs, and what a match.
Yeah, absolutely excellent TF2 played here tonight. I've done a few of these throwback casts so far, and this is probably the closest game I've had the privilege of casting so far. It was excellent. Also, shout outs to Dingo coming back in there. Even though he can't really see into the future, team still won. Didn't need that advantage. Absolutely great process game. Really showed off why this map that came out in 2012 and a bunch of us were like, yeah, this map's trash. I would rather play Fastlane. Are proven wrong yet again. Just absolutely excellent back and forth play. The mid plays out super nicely. You get a lot of interplay between the different roles of the classes. Just so much fun to watch.
Man, awesome match. I mean, on paper, not what was expected, but an incredible turn of events there for Covenant, looking down a couple different times throughout some of these maps, but end up pulling it out in the end. I mean, Giblert, tell me, I mean, what are we thinking here? I mean, were you expecting this coming into today? I mean, I wasn't. Certainly.
I kind of expected this on process maybe, but the goalie watched that comeback, being down 3-1, having a bad start, having to sub out Dingo in the middle of the map, and then coming back once they got the Esper low guy coming in, seeing the future, like Marxist said many times, and able to win that map. And a lot of it came down to the last pushes. The last pushes, when they did get the opportunity, were a higher percent success rate for Covenant compared to Greasy Dothogs. Just a lot of them really close. They looked really good at first. The collapse is really good first. The point pressure really good first. Just the last couple would lose people a little bit early, even if it looked good. Just playing like kind of the second phase of that fight. didn't work out quite for the Mongolia Wash, and then gave Covenant a chance to come back. There's also Dank. Looking at the stats, died less than the other med. Had a really good game, insane surfs, great movement, but just there's both maps. There's one moment where drops in karma one time, and I mean, given it's a 1 round game, those could have been potentially series changing moments. It's a lot of stuff. I mean, I got a lot of notes written down in third grade English right now, but and like we said before, Gungan, the Pyro, being a scout champion. I mean, and that is one of the big stories here. We have Zam and Gungan changing since the previous time these teams have met. Previous times they had 2 different scouts. They had Scarfs and Catface previously, as well as Scratch. So now on their 5th scouts, but and swinging to Zam, had a really rough first map. Flank Scout, obviously very tough on Gully Wash. Probably one of the worst maps for Flank Scout, but I remember him talking some trash to Sin Karma in the chat. Sin Karma talking some trash back, saying, is Zam ever going to go positive? And yes, he did in the second map. He replied very confidently with a blazing 18 and 15 going positive. So lots of great stuff going on here. And, I want to call out one other person, obviously insane match by teams. Love the cast, love the teams. Insane match, so close. But I got to call out Jaeger XK. Said, Giblert don't know what's going on in the chat. And like I said, I got the notes. I'm aware. I'm experienced doing some drunk casts. And, honestly, I felt a little bit baited. Knew my other co-hosts had a couple drinks, but perhaps not as much as me. So,
Hey, we're
so
we're
what
still
thought went
knocking
out
away
here, but
here.
it's all right. It's all
with
right.
age comes certain experiences, sir, and so you can just endure a little bit more. I am just tickled because I got to cast for my first time with you, and again with my good friend Gex, who I haven't really got to cast with. I think in at least 5 years, and the fear that I had was they asked me, for full disclosure, asked me to cast this several days ago. And I was like, well, I don't know. Life's pretty nuts. I don't know if I can. And then I show up and y'all are like, well, they're 5-0. And we got this new scout pair and nobody really knows what's going to happen. And I was like, man, I'm going to get to cast with Gex again and it's going to be a roll. And we'll just be like, LOL. We cast many Froyo rolls back in the day, Gex. Boy, howdy, didn't we?
We sure did. We sure did.
Doesn't this bring back the memories? And then at circa 11:30, I would be an old man and go to bed. But instead, we got to see some matches that really highlight why TF2 is such a special game and why, after almost 20 years, we're still talking about it.
It's the best. It's the best there is. Someone said you can never leave, and you can't. And on that note, too, I want to pass it over to Jay, who's just been killing it over on production. I know he has a few words to say as well. Big shout outs to him. Please give him some love in chat. Just killing it today over here, putting a lot of prep in. But Jay, open the floor to you.
Yeah, thanks. Hey guys, for those who don't know, I'm Jay, aka Siyo, Mr. Fireside, the observer for the match tonight, and the producer. It's a one-man job. It was hard getting arranged. I spent like 2 hours just even getting ready for this, and talking down with Gex and Marxist and Giblert how to do this. Honestly, guys, I need some hearts in the chat. Really appreciate Gex and Marxist. This was their only day. We were trying to align schedules. This was their only day to cast, and I'm really happy even to have Giblert too, with his knowledge from having casted Season 12 invite with us. Just thanks to you three. This was such a great cast, and I really loved doing the production for it.
This was a blast. I said at the beginning of the show, I don't think I've touched a microphone in a casting capacity in like I've at least 5 years. After I moved out of the TF2 scene for a bit, I was doing some other stuff at the company I moved to, and I mean, even then, eventually transitioned out of the casting realm, and it's probably been a good 5 years since I've done like a proper cast, and this was just, I mean, there's no better way to come back. One, doing TF2 because it's just, I mean, probably my all time favorite game. That and RuneScape. You got to give some love to OSRS as well. But also to be able to come back and do this with Marxist, especially, but getting to do it with Giblert as well. It was just a blast of a time. I do believe we have interviews. I believe is that right, Jay?
Dun dun.
Gungan.
Oh
Hey,
yeah.
Largo.
Well, I guess to start it off here, one massive congrats to you guys. That was an insane match. I don't know if you guys were aware of this heading into it, but you were down on this season. You had not won any maps against Greasy, and you were 16-5 in rounds in all the matches that you guys had played so far. The outcome of today was not what I was expecting, and I guess, and feel free, I guess any of you that want to take it. What was the key to success here? I know there were some roster change-ups and everything, but I mean, tell me what the difference maker was today.
Give.
All right. Well, besides the roster change-ups, it was mostly our teamwork. We had better comms today. We had more people calming that usually don't that much. We just felt like we were more in the game, more in control of the game. There were definitely moments that were like, "Oh my god, I'm back at last," or "Oh my god, get that gun up, brother." But it was more stable today than it's ever been. I say besides the roster changes, it was mostly just our coordination and being able, unfortunately, Dingo couldn't play the first map because he was lagging, and luckily, Low Guy stepped up for us, helped us out, and performed.
Yeah, I mean, you guys, I put on an absolute like a hell of a performance. That was so fun to watch. I mean, for me, not getting really to cast especially, but even watch much top level competitive TF2 in quite a long time. I mean, that was for me a great reintroduction to getting to do this again. A lot of fun, and I have one more question for you guys, and then I'll maybe kick it over to Giblert or Marxist if you guys have anything. But there were your guys' last holds. I feel like there were so many times where you were at massive disad. You were just like on the ropes on Gully and Process, especially Gully. You guys were like on the ropes, but somehow managed to just pull out these crazy last holds and keep yourselves in it. Do you have any thoughts on that? I mean, like, what was going on there? Was it like you guys just having crazy defenses? Was them beefing pushes? A bit of both? Like, what was the deal there?
I think their last pushes were just straight ass. There was just nothing. There was literally nothing.
It is a little bit of that, but I think a lot of the last pushes, I think we had like an individual play that happened that made it a lot easier. Like someone would always get a kill like during the Uber, and that just makes it so hard for them to like do anything. And so yeah, especially on goalie, like we get the gun up and then we instantly switch to another off class like pyro or something. And I think we're pretty solid at it.
I've never been contested less at the doorway on heavy. Like I'm just sitting there shooting them the whole time.
It's pronounced Putis. But
oh my bad, Poutini.
Yeah, Poutini.
Oh, it was a lot of fun to watch. I had a great time with it. I mean, those holds from you guys or lack of an offense from Greasy. I mean, it seemed pretty key there. I guess Giblert or Marxist. I don't know. You guys got anything for our victors?
I have two important questions. One, they pushed out onto 2 on Gully Wash, and you guys completely bamboozled them in the second round. Is that an intentional thing that you guys built, or was it just sort of reading the situation and then immediately winning a round because of it? And then 2, we got to see a double spy push into last at least once. How was that supposed to play out?
I mean, that double spy play was definitely some goblin shit. It's not a bad play per se. Like if one spy goes for a medic, we kill that spy. Then the other spy can either go for the point or like maybe even go for the medic again. It's just a really risky play because you're giving up 2 players for basically like no one's holding lobby. Nobody is like all it takes is trip jumping river to spot. Oh, there's only 3 people here, and I like to play aggressive in Gully Wash like Shutter. So I can also spot there. Someone could jump on balcony and be like, where's the soldiers? Where's the scout? He's not on sniper, then he's probably on spy. But that play is really risky. I don't know why they ran that.
Yeah, they also got unlucky.
They also fed a guy. They also did the thing and then they fed a guy right after.
Yeah, I think they lost in karma or something.
Yeah.
Someone important. I remember. But the rap play, I think it started as just us pressuring, and then we got a kill, and then for some reason they decided to push their entire combo through while they were down 1. And
Yeah,
so
they went
me and,
Shutter too, right?
yeah, well, no, I think they went through choke out a second, like to mid, right? And we wrapped them.
Don't remember they killed me, maybe.
Something like that. But me and Lol Guy were just like, okay, there's like a guy here alone at Big Door, and their entire team's trying to wrap. So we just walked at the guy and killed him, and then it became a good play.
Yeah, it was great to watch. If you get the chance to rewatch the cast, we had a wonderful time watching it because it on I don't know where our camera was at the time because we're kind of independent of that, but it looks like a complete bamboozlement because they come out onto 2 and then just like all look around and then they die.
Yeah, I had no idea what was going on there for a hot minute. That was yeah, that was a lot of fun to watch. Mark's, go ahead.
Let's say I'm excited to watch the cast. I was gonna say, do you guys look at the chat while we're playing?
Oh,
Or
you
do you
mean
guys
that?
can you read the chat?
Yes,
Like,
yes,
yeah.
we can. And
Yeah.
we
This
comment on
motherfucker
it
is
from time to
hacking.
time.
I'm going to be submitting a report. He is hacking. He blinded at me 11 times. Even if
He's
they
the
did not
goat.
kill me, I would just be going through somewhere, just cozy. I'm just walking through. 80 damage. I'm
That's
dead.
honestly
I'm
what
dead.
that's
I'm
what
dead.
makes
And then I
games
see the
way
death
better.
cam. I see the death cam. He's fucking 3 points back, fucking taunting on top of his like 2, while I'm dead on like my Big Door. Like,
Good,
okay,
good.
man. Like, yeah, he's not cheating, by the way. Yeah,
That's good. That's good.
okay, man.
But yeah, the
Cool.
chat is what really makes the game even better. I'll be honest. I don't. There's no like hatred outside of the game or anything like that. It's just fun to see each other trash talking and and at the end of the game, I did like the chat at the end of the game. That's what makes this game more exciting. Because like just playing against another team, you're like, oh, we're trying to beat each other. But if there's trash talk, that shit is so much better.
Well, and on the subject, there was no trash talking here, but I bet if you go through the logs, most of Tripp's kills were on Rakuso. Is there a reason for that? Outside of the natural,
I think that's just
juxtaposition of
the way they
soldier and
play.
scout. Yeah.
That's the way they play, where Rakuso's really aggressive, and Tripp's usually playing to like be a little more baity on the flank, where he's like playing behind me to like commit on the guy. So when Rakuso fights me, Tripp just kills him all the time. And that's like not something that's like that common, so he probably like caught out Rakuso a lot.
Rakuso Chad versus Trip Virgin.
True.
Sometimes the Virgin comes out on top, man.
Marxist, did you have anything else, or Gilbert? I have one more.
I think that's it for my questions. Rakuso on top.
Yeah, I mean, the only question I really had was, so I know like about a week ago, you guys had a completely different scout pair. How did the new scout pair of Zam and Gungan really change this match for you guys? And was adjusting that, having completely new players, plus on top of that, having Lol Guy subbing for the first match. How did that really change your approach, and what do you think that changed for your team?
Well, we've all played together before, like in
Yeah.
some capacity. Like pretty much, I think everyone. I played with I think so. It didn't really take that long. What, like 3 days? We also scrimmed the whole weekend after we joined. So,
Okay, have any input?
Yeah,
You're the only one
yeah.
on the team before.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't have to worry about us taking an Uber, and then I just roll out to my whole team wiping. So there's that. There was more There was like, besides, I have to say coordination a lot, but like there's more opportunities being made, and whenever there's something bad that happens, it isn't game losing. It isn't like, holy shit, I'm back at last, or like, oh my god, my whole 3 players down for no reason. That happens once in a while now. It's not happening like every fucking time. That's what really matters. Like there's since we played with each other, there's obviously more calls that we're accustomed to. We know like the plays we like to do, and I'd say more people were calming. That's what it is. Like there's way more input, and it helps tremendously. And Logai coming in, I did not know if the brother was going to perform, but he did. And I mean that player is quite intelligent, obviously with TF2. Has a lot of game sense. They bring in good input. They don't feed on. They weren't feeding. They weren't playing bad. They were just playing like using their game sense. They might not main the class, but their game sense alone was substantially better than I'd say everyone on their team.
I mean, going 38, not feeding at all and definitely doing more than that as well. Just, great performance by him, just coming in off the bench.
Yeah. No, it was a lot of fun to watch him on Gully. That was crazy. I guess to wrap things up here, I mean, coming up next for you guys, you've got the winner of LeBron Stantinople and Froyo. I mean, I think everyone in here, if they were a betting man, would probably take Froyo in that one. So presumably playing Froyo. What are your thoughts going into that? What's the game plan? You guys have only played them, I think, once this season, and it was a 4-0 on Snake, I think, at least in terms of officials. So, what's the plan, preparation, anything of that sort going into that match, or nothing?
We
Expecting a
scrim
loss,
them. We
maybe.
scrim them like fucking 4 times a week. So
Here's the thing.
Yeah.
We'll try and make a good show for the cast if we get casted. That's about all we can say.
If we get rounds, that'll be cool.
Yeah,
we're gonna try our hardest.
We're gonna 5-1 the Mongolia again.
Yeah.
Give them that beatdown one more time. Just one.
That's a tough match for you guys. Yeah, definitely. Well, best of luck to you. I mean, you guys put on a hell of a performance today. It was super fun to watch, especially for my first time being back in quite a long time. So, great time. But any shout outs for you guys before we let you go for the night?
I got one big shout out. Shout out to Gecks and Marxist. I used to watch your guys' cast like when I was just getting into this game, literally. So the only other caster that I want to come back and do a few games is Salamancer. I used to watch all of his videos on YouTube and shit.
Oh yeah.
So shout out you guys. Hope you guys stay around some more. Watch a few more games. I hope you guys had fun tonight.
Yeah,
shout out to you guys.
Couldn't have asked for better. Couldn't have asked for better.
Shout out Scratch for calling me a freak when I joined the MG server and getting cut, and then we win without him.
Whoa!
That's my only shout out.
Wholesome Chungus.
It's a wholesome.
Too wholesome. Way too wholesome.
That's what much love, much thanks for Besides that, shout outs to Trip, shout outs to Dingo Azen for holding it down, and shout outs to the Malcord. I know the brothers are here, but they are the fakest. They are the fakest. I've been looking at the chat, brother. I've been looking at the Discord. I see what you're typing. Like, oh, we fell off. Oh, we're gonna lose. And the moment we win, oh, good job, good job. I'm watching you, brothers. I'm about to start banning you. Besides that, let's see.
Shout out Low Guy for
shout out Low Guy.
Yeah,
100%.
shout out.
Huge shout out.
Came up big for you guys. It was a great performance from Low Guy.
He was perfect.
No, that was awesome. Well, yeah, shout out to you guys as well. Anybody else got anything else before I wrap up here?
Yeah, shout out to Sin Karma for cheating in the match and still losing.
Whoa,
man, you're being too wholesome. You're being too wholesome.
There we go.
That's about it.
Well, very cool.
That's it.
Cool. Well, congrats again, guys. That was
Thanks,
was awesome. Yeah, and I guess on that note, we'll start to wrap things up across the board. I mean, thanks everybody for tuning in today for a bit of a throwback cast here. I mean, this was amazing. I definitely work and life gets kind of crazy, so who knows how much time I'll have in the future. But I mean, definitely, it's not this season. Maybe get on some casts next season. Who knows? Would love to. This was a hell of a lot of fun for me coming back after 5-6+ years to casting anything. So thanks for tuning in, the support. Big shout out to Jay for making this whole thing happen, killing it on production the whole day. Giblert, first time working with you. It was fantastic. Marxist, my old friend, it was great getting to do this again. So big shout outs to you guys, and hopefully we get to do this again soon. It's great.
Yeah, amazing time. Thanks, Giblert, for keeping some old men up to date. Thanks, Jay, for inviting us. This would have never happened if not for Jay. So big shout outs. Jay even applied peer pressure to me when I was like, well, I don't get off work until 10 o'clock at night and I'm old. But he said, do it for the people. And so I did. and I had an amazing time, and I'm so glad that I did. It was great to get to cast with Gex again too. It makes me feel younger. My knees don't hurt as much.
Tell getting old, right? Giblert, any final thoughts from you?
I mean, it was fun being here, just being on the analysis, just enjoying the game. It's just a fun game to watch, and especially with you guys casting, made it so much more entertaining. And just a few quick shout outs. Shout out to, look, our not sponsor, Factor 75. We were sponsored by them. We're not sponsored anymore, but I did end up buying their product. Was quality food. I forgot to unsubscribe, so I got even more food than I expected. But it was good. So I'm not complaining. Shout out to Jaeger XK, who said I don't know what I'm talking about. Look, like I said, I made the notes. And shout out to Dit P again. He's the worst player I've ever played with, the worst person I've ever played with. Look, the only thing that could make this better, Stephen Lin. We needed some Slin analysis instead of me.
Oh man,
Slin analysis would have made this the top level, the greatest of all time. And also, I'd like to denounce buildredux.com. This is the worst customer support I've ever received in my life. So if you're ever looking to buy a pre-built custom computer, do not buy from buildredux.com. I told them their customer support ticket I would denounce them, and here I am denouncing them. Just like in Gandhi and Civilization, when you don't build nukes or whatever. So anyway, like I said, sorry I rambled on for a little bit. Hope I added something to the cast, but I mean, you guys did great. I love listening to you guys. This was fun, and yeah, that's all I got from me.
Well, you
And
heard
shout
it.
out to some other people. I forgot what I was going to say. I forgot in the middle of what I was saying, but that's not important. So yeah, take it away. Thank you guys.
You heard it here, folks. BuildRedux.com officially denounced by the TF2 community.
Trash.
Trash. More on that report next time we come back. But yeah, I guess wrapping things up. Also, shout outs as well to all my old friends and current friends coming in supporting in the chat as well. I saw you guys around, so thanks for showing out here. But yeah, with that, I guess we're gonna sign things off. There it is, Covenant taking down Greasy Dothogs in the first round of the playoffs, upper bracket, and they're gonna move on, presumably to play Froyo, and they're just hoping to get around. But for now, that's gonna do it for us. For myself, Gex, Giblert, and my great friend Marxist and Jay, of course, as well over on production. We'll see you all next time. The rest of this week, we got more playoffs to come. See you guys then. Take care.